am muted, but now I'm not. Hi, folks. Good to see y'all. We've got the whole crew here, including our good friend LS1 DeLorean, Nick, who will be with us for a short time as we finish up from our last episode. In the meantime, let's go around real quick and let everyone say hello. Let's start with Dragons or Cats.
Hello everyone, I'm Dragons or Cats. I'm playing Vidar Lycrin, the now owner of the Reforged Lysithia, as we are in the Crucible of Souls, healing my friend. And thanks to the Soulforged Fellowship, we have brought him back. We succeeded. Thank you so much.
Cool. Next up, we have Templar Warden.
Hello, I am Templar Warden. I will be playing Hidden by Axel, the energetic, curious Tabaxi wizard. We shall see what is going to happen. Probably will involve, if it involves Axel, it will probably involve explosions.
Very easily could involve explosions. Next up, we have NNG9.
Hello, lovelies. I know you've missed me. It's sure Pundress. I am here. I'm made of water, and I'm fast.
Thank you so much, Lady Puntress, NNG9. Next up, I don't know how you're going to follow that up, Bird, but you can give it a try.
I am but merely a servant to the Punstress, as all we are. I am Bird versus Plane. I'll be playing Iskatol, the half-elf bard turned gunslinger. She got a big song coming up, and we've been dealing with some BS. I got to get my mind right for my big performance.
Stage mom will judge you.
You will be judged by Stage Mom. There is no doubt. Next up, we have LS1 DeLorean. Nick.
Unmute. Hello, I'm LS1 DeLorean. I'm playing Strauss Ambrose from Wolverine. Not really sure how I got here to where the party is. Still trying to figure some of that out, but excited that Lysithia is back and to join the Fellowship of the Sword as we travel to Mordor. Oh wait, no, that's something.
Well, maybe. Next up, we have Good Guy Pie.
Hello everyone, I am Good Guy Pie, leading the rebellion of well-formulated jokes against the pun mistress. We're not doing too well, we're kind of lacking in numbers, but you know. And I will be playing Luck Goldheart, Adventure Extraordinaire, all the way from Elevation Pit and Blood Hunter. You know, it's all good, everything's fine. See, Ambrose fixed everything, there is no crazy bone thing, devil thing, what, no.
None of that. Next up, and last but not least, we have Tree Hugging Druid.
Hi, I'm Tree Hugging Druid. I play Celia Rollerman, our high elf rogue. I did not want to say monk this week, so that's an improvement. She has a new friend. Ambrose has given her permission to keep Lad Jr., which is great. And we have a really big role. What?
So there, yes, the amount of BS. Apparently 58,282 is the exact amount of BS.
What?
On the BS detector. I think that was probably luck BS meter going. Didn't peg out, but about 50%.
Yeah, we have Lysithia back, so that's great.
So, and I am Tall Squall. I am your host and your dungeon master for The Vice, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game that we do 100% for charity. We are collecting all this month and last for Toys for Tots, and we'll be donating that over to them actually tomorrow because in order for them to use the money to buy toys for this year's Christmas, get them purchased, wrapped, and distributed. That's sort of their cutoff date. So we are trying to meet our same our same goal that we had last year, which was $1,000. We're at 646. We'd love it if you can donate, but if not, that is fine. Just come hang out with us as we spin our little story here. Also, if you'd like to volunteer with Toys or Tots, if you look down below in our doobly-doo, you will see there's the logo. That's how you click on that. That's how you donate. One below that, in the actual text, you can find a link to Toys for Tots, which will take you to their US site. From there, you can do Toys for Tots in my area. Click on that, and it will tell you volunteer opportunities to volunteer your time. One of the big things, if you are mechanically inclined and know how to put together a bike, and have some tools that you can bring along to help out with that. Hey, thanks Almighty Tales for the sub. Appreciate it. All of our subscription dollars go directly to donations. So Toys for Tots will be seeing that full $5 this month as well. So anyway, you can volunteer your time as well as with your wallet. They always need help picking up, distributing, and putting together toys to make kids who otherwise might not have a great Christmas or holiday season have a wonderful holiday season. It's run by the Marine Corps, so it is truly not for profit. It is what the Marines do to volunteer. So all your money pretty much goes straight into the communities that you donate to. If you want to donate an actual toy, find a Toys for Tots box anywhere, probably around your town, around toy stores, Walmarts, all those types of places. So we appreciate your support, and we welcome you to kick back and join us in our story today. We're going to pick up right where we left off. Last session, our party, having been drawn into the true vineyard, the sort of vineyard behind the veil, a ethereal upside down, a sort of mirror image of the actual vineyard of the Raven Rock vineyard around Falcon's Crest, where echoes of fate and souls reside, on a mission to try to reforge Lysithea, a sentient blade and also the patron of our Hexblade warlock Vidar, who had to make a choice of sacrificing his former self to bring back his friend, this sentient sword. Along the way, they battled sort of their own echoes that had been corrupted by the dark presence that lurks within our blood hunter, Luck. They bumped into Ambrose, an old friend who is an artificer, a clockwork artisan who makes amazing mechanical things by using the power of storms. He has been helping them try to find a way to defeat Iska's nemesis, Bati. And in doing so was able to actually rid Luck of sort of a hitchhiker who had picked up along the way, had been invited in, but helped to remove, but also to charge a piece of Argorite, a soul stone basically, with this sort of anti-soul energy that they know will counteract the energy of Bati's clockworks that are powered by souls. They journeyed after pretty interesting battle with a bone demon and a clockwork myrmidon into the crucible itself, where in order to reforge, they each lent a bit of their own destiny to the ritual. And on a successful roll by Dragons Are Cats, and a much reduced DC by some great rolls and a nat 20 by Luck, was able to reforge Lysithea, his patron. So, a dark moon was revealed overhead briefly by the energy released by the crucible, and each of the party members equally spaced around the crucible, with one gap where Iskrin Vidar's former self stood. The party has just witnessed the reforging of Lysithea, now in Vidar's hand. The two spectral forms of Eva and Lady Coliena off to the side, but overwatching this ceremony. And with that, we'll turn it over to our players. As you watch the last little motes of blue glitter of Iskrin's form fall to the ground.
Vidar's face is one of disbelief as he brings Lyle up and close to him and looks at so the flat of the blade is facing him, and he just looks upon the blade in its entirety. He then does a flourish through the air and holds the sword up to the moon and swishes it down to his side. He then looks at the fading bit of blue glitter and stares long and hard at just... I'll remember you well. The mantle will continue. We will finish. We'll finish this, I promise. And he's just going to begin to look at everyone. Thank you all so much for everything you've put in, everything you've done. This means a lot to me and to you as well. How are you feeling, Lyle? As he holds the sword back up just casually.
Tola. It is new. And as you examine Lyle, you can see where his blade before was once just sort of a pure silver surface. Now etched upon it, you can see sort of almost put together like a mosaic or intertwined tapestry. Runes from Axel, sort of waves, flowing waves of the tides. You can tell through it, the center, there is like a ridge of gold from Iska's iron heart. As you swing the blade around, there's almost like a static charge that comes off of it, as well as shadows from Cilia. And there is the bond between the two of you that seems stronger somehow. A bond between all of you, in fact.
Looking at the blade, I hold it tightly around its handle. And part of me imagines that there's along the edge of the inner blade of the crescent, there's like that soft little hum of Stormride energy, and then coming off the back of the gauge is like that little spectre of shadows that just is barely there, but shows intricately. I'm just like, you are beautiful.
You do notice there at the hilt, right before the blade starts, the ring nestled into, socketed in.
Okay, I didn't think this through. How am I going to get into it? And I look at the party. I didn't think that through. No, I did not.
I'd want to just give a try summoning the ring, Lyle says.
Finger up and focus on it.
And you see Lyle disappear and the ring appear on your other finger.
Oh, that's handy. That's incredible. That is. Okay then, cool. Yeah. Lyle, you still there in ring form?
I am.
Oh. Is the cat still there?
Yes? All present and accounted for.
Right.
This is interesting.
Go on.
Luna, do me a favor. Think at Iska.
Doing so.
And Iska, you can hear Luna's thoughts.
What's Luna saying?
Just to
Or
try and
just that
actually
feeling, the emotion, like almost like just an emotional connection. Seems that I don't need to relay messages for you any longer. Not sure how long a distance it will cover.
Wicked. That is brilliant. Yeah. Good stuff. Really.
Really neat.
Yeah, that is magic.
Well, seems as though we're all connected a little closer now.
Even you, Ambrose. I look over towards him. We've got a bit of a part to play together.
I see you, New Titans.
What next?
We leave.
Yeah.
How do we get out of here?
I'm presuming back the way we came.
Yeah.
Or maybe even when we sit outside the circle, or maybe when they decide to bring us back. Are they still there?
I don't know.
You see Lady Coliana and Eva each walk out. It's the double ring of stones here, the inner stone, the crucible, the columns, and then the hinge. And you see them sort of walk out through the arches of the hinge.
We can go if we want. Sort of walks up and sort of just stands over the forge itself and just sort of looks down at it.
You see the deep swirls of magic, like the black opal crucible. Magic still sort of flowing around it, but now perfectly empty.
Just seems sort of be pause in consideration. And sort of reaches into its coat.
Okay.
I'm going to approach the spectral spirits of Lady Coliana and Eva and give them a gesturing bow and just say, thank you both for this. I don't think we wouldn't have been able to do this without your help. I'm indebted to you both.
We were just doing the will of the vineyard. They both sort of look at each other, and you can see that sort of disdain for one another that exists between these two women. When the vineyard calls, we're duty-bound to answer.
You make a good team.
Lady Coliana kind of scoffs at that, and Eva is just stone-faced as they sort of look at each other.
Oh, I do have one last request.
Is this to Lady Coliana or to...
Just to the both of them.
Okay.
Just speaking to the both of them. There, during the Sylvan histories, there was a battlefield once lost that was basically lost. From what I've read, if there is any notion of or idea or any place I can find out or read up more about this, what happened there.
Lady Coliana chimes in as a stone druid who are the keepers of the ancestors and says, the battlefield has been shrouded by all, from all. It has never been found. There is no more history about it than what you have probably read already. It is one of the great mysteries, one of the great secrets, where it is and what actually happened that day that was so instrumental in bringing the end to a war and bringing an end to it with the victor, the presumed victor, surrendering to the defeated. For over 2 millennia, scholars, divinators, people of all kinds have been searching for the answer to that mystery.
Using the wonderful new telepathic abilities of Lyle, well, in whatever broad sense that is, I'm just going to think towards Axel and just share the emotions of curiosity. And if I can speak to him, I'm going to try to think a sentence that basically saying, maybe we could look into this with the mirror.
You do. Axel, you hear Vidar clearly in your head.
Sort of seems pulled out of a thought. Looks over, thinks back. Maybe it's worth a try.
I'm just going to look over my shoulder at him and just give him a nod.
Goes back to walking sort of around the crucible.
Anyone else? Other things you're wanting to do or just hovering?
Yes.
Celia walks over to Ava.
Okay.
And she says, were you able to see the things that we were fighting?
Yeah.
We were able to see them, but not able to intervene, not without breaching the protections of this place.
The drow that was following me, who is that?
She looks at you questioningly. An echo of some sort, as all things here are.
He looked familiar,
No, I don't.
but I don't know from what.
And then did that thing
Echoes look different to every person. They
Why
are
did
like
he
ripples in a
disappear?
pond.
Why did he disappear while everybody else had to fight their echoes?
Those answers lie within yourself, as all things revealed in the vineyard are. You only bring in, you only see what you bring with you.
Do you have any information about the ghost?
I do not. It is one of a million possibilities here that I see.
At least I have a possible face to start.
Don't be... The faces you may see here might not be the same faces that you would see elsewhere. The echoes come...
So kind of like
Yeah,
this,
that's why I-
and she changes to Izome.
Exactly like that.
Oh, by the way, Ambrose, you just watched High Elf Celia change into a Moon Elf.
I imagine there are a lot of strange things I'm seeing. Ambrose never actually knew Iskrin, right?
No, Ambrose has never known Iskrin.
Did anyone mention Iskrin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Wasn't really a mention, but part of the circle there was a blue spectral glittering elven like fake creature that didn't just sort of disappeared and echoed and glittered away.
One sec.
Like that.
I think his cord is loose on his mic. That's what that static is.
Okay.
Celia kind of like I said,
Is that any better?
It's still got a little static on it, but we'll survive.
Celia looks at Ava and says, about that blackmail.
That is in Florian's hands now. We shall see.
I have a feeling he's not going to be too happy.
Florian is never very happy.
Florian's fine.
And she thanks Ava.
And with that, they both...
I have a question. The Crucible of Souls is for repairing a soul that has gone astray, right? That's its purpose?
Yes, there are others as well, but that is as easy an explanation of any.
Would it be a problem if I attempted something?
What is it you wish to attempt?
And PvP now. So
Pulls out Rylai's core. I want to give this one more than a few minutes.
She looks and smiles. You can try. The dragon magic is old as the crucible itself. And the soul that inhabits this, you could very well bind it permanently.
Ambrose, how long does your fabricate attempt? How long does it take? Is it complicated? Could you do something for me?
I believe I could. Give me 1 second, and I'll.
I think it's 10 minutes.
Okay.
He'll reach into his bag of holdings and he'll pull out all the sort of the sticks and the wire, all these little things that he's gathered up to create Riley's body, and sort of put them on the ground and say, I was wondering if you can use your knowledge to make from this, make a sturdy body, maybe like Lad or your creations for Riley, for at least. Just to clarify, he's a construct, a soul imbued by magic into this piece of wood, and of course it spreads the magic to the body that has been made for him. I was wondering if you could do that.
My knowledge of the magic is limited, but
it's the body that
the construction is certainly something that I can assist with.
And yes, you definitely feel as though you could make something here, that you could create with some of the parts that you have yourself, as you always do, and what Axel has there, and you.
How long have we been here? I only ask because I'm low on charges, but...
Well, the charges that you said that you had 4 charges during the ceremony. I mean, they weren't truly burned. So,
okay.
You can use those 4 charges that you have for the spell. And
Certainly.
Using some of the parts that you have, you don't have enough to make a full-sized humanoid construct here. I mean, what are you aiming for? Are you aiming for like action figure sized or large
size?
action
Yeah, I
figure
mean that's
sized,
the
like
size of
18 inches,
Yeah,
12
the
inches
size-
tall, something like that?
the size of head size, because that's pretty much the size that he made it originally.
Okay, yeah. Just because I've got something here, this-ish size, but a little, yeah. Not dragon-shaped, but, yeah. So you spend about 10 minutes, and you form together this little pieces of plate that you have, the wire, the twigs, sort of like this construct made of both living matter and metal. And then, Axel, you're able to slip the rune etched twig that currently is pretty much all that is Riley's form. I think it is. He has some feet that you had found.
He sort of trimmed it off to have something that slots into place. Yeah.
So you're able to slide it in, and you can place him in the Crucible of Souls and cast your rune if you'd like.
He'll sort of just sort of put the rune here. He'll sort of reach out mentally to Sithrax.
Okay.
The energy.
Sithrax.
Yeah, he sort of pauses closer. The energy you took during Eva's ritual, is that purely the energy of death? Or can it be used to give life as well? charges that he picked up during the resurrection
Yeah.
of...
Yeah, so Sithrax, life and death are intertwined. It's just how you focus. That's power.
That's what I thought.
Perhaps
Thank
through your runes of life.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Glad to see we're on the same page here. Good, it works out. Yeah, you guys just see the black fur around his neck just writhe as he's standing there, eyes closed. Sort of steps over to the crucible. He'll pull out a couple of other things. He'll pull out the jar of stasis. He'll get a couple of things. He'll pull out... What was I looking for? Yeah, it was the just the jar of stasis. The stasis jar.
Okay.
Set it. And take Riley's sort of unactive body and sort of set it in the crucible. Sort of open the star of stasis and put it in there as if you were pouring something out, and then just dumped it in the sink.
Right.
Sideways with the lid open. He'll just sort of around the edge of the crucible trace first a magic circle of his life transference spell. Sort of a basis of that. And the Rune of Renewal as a way to keep the power, keep the life within, as opposed to leaking out in its formation. And then sort of in the air above the crucible, he'll trace the Rune of Life, and he'll mirror, as if mirrored, swapped around, rearranged the Rune of Death as a counter death, so to speak. Sort of draw that in the air, it will glow with a light, a pale light, white, and this sort of dark black that absorbs a little. Hold out the withered hand and sort of place it above the runes as he will activate the circle with a push of attempting to push out the energy from the inflict wounds that he's got stored up.
I need you to roll an Arcana check, and with all this preparation, I'll give you advantage.
All right.
On a 23, actually 24.
It's actually a 23. He's exhausted.
Okay. On a 23, still enough. You see, as you start to cast this black energy, you actually see Sithrax start to trace around the top of this the life rune. And you feel that energy starting to leave you. And the top rune begins to glow, begins to spiral downwards. The second, the life rune, focusing the energy. And you see magic begin to swirl, then begins to quicken. You see the runes on the crucible kick in and twist. It begins to turn in sequence too, and where the stone was once dark, you start to see some golden energy begin to build. And it swirls downwards and then begins to seep into this form of Riley. First one finger, then another, then another. Starts to close, and then open up. And then the energy completely goes up one arm across the little body. The eyes open. You see it look around, sort of look down at this new little body that it has, and looks up at you and questions and goes, "Dad?"
Just... Hey there. Sort of reaches down to pick Riley up. Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
I feel different.
So I'm trying to... I want you to stay this time. So... Do you think you're gonna stay?
I think so.
You're gonna stay with me.
I'd like that.
Yeah. Holds Riley to him. Just hugging.
And for the rest of you, you see this little wood and metal construct come to life. Real life. And for our D&D folks out there in the world, as the party just witnessed the birth of the first Warforged in my world.
Approved.
Well,
001.
Yep.
Axel just giving life all over the place. Damn. Damn.
So now 4 of the 7 in this party have constructs.
It's become a steampunk campaign, apparently.
so what happened when you introduced these mechanical things?
Iskadon's a top hat with some goggles on it for some reason.
Yes.
And
Gears that do nothing.
Luna is not fabricating that. It's not happening.
come on, Mom. Come on.
No.
Hey, you were the one
We
who-
need random pipes. I demand random pipes that do random smoke that does nothing at all.
Yeah.
Guys, prestidigitation from random pipe.
Uh,
And then I get
Axel.
Lyle to pull out Ishkan's cat.
and with that, you see Eva and Lady Colin go, "We should take our leave. The sunrise will be soon."
Yes. Put a hand on the crucible. Just thank you. Thank both of you.
The crucible is cold to your touch, but as you put your hand down on it, it's almost like you're putting your hand down on the surface of water, and you see just sort of a ripple of magic swirl around it. And Lady
Let's go.
Coliana and Evo
No.
walk out.
I chase after him real quick and just say, "Hold on, wait. How are we gonna get out? Are we gonna end up in Vineyard? Or are we able to get back to Falcon's Crest real quick?" How are we
Luna
gonna-
just grabs Vidar and starts walking back out the way they came. Like, no, we're done.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. I'd like to talk to you about the Icon of Mystic. Oh.
And as you walk out through the arch of the hinge, you find yourself not where you were expecting. It's a familiar place, but it's not sanctuary. It is as though you just stepped out of the vineyard on the side closest to Falcon's Crest. You can see off in the distance the walls of Falcon's Crest. You know it's about a 2-hour walk. Behind you, you see the vineyard and you see the sun rising, just beginning to lighten the sky. And as you look around, you don't see Ambrose. Ambrose. Ambrose, don't run away too far. As you step out of the hinge, you find yourself stepping back into your lab through your dimension door. Dimension door, not the spell. Dimension, a door, a actual door.
A gateway.
Gateway, a dimension gateway.
Yeah. A rift.
And find yourself standing back in your lab with this charged piece of agarite.
The special lab, right?
The special lab, yes. The hidden lab.
Secret lab.
And anything you would like to say or do before I know you got to sign off.
No, just for a moment wondering if what just happened was a dream, or if, looking around for grain, since he had originally intended to walk back in with grain, and then feeling for the piece of agarite, pulling it out of its box and taking a look at it, seeing its new state, and then going back to work.
Okay.
And with that, I think I'm out.
Yeah.
Next time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you,
We'll
Nick.
see you next time, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
tuning
Thank you for
for
both
being able to
sessions.
come
You're
in for an
wonderful.
extra day today.
Thank you, man.
Brought to you by Burn the Storm.
Got it. Woo!
Sat out.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless,
Uh,
absolutely shameless.
Almost everyone
Or
in
maybe
the right spot.
shameless mug.
Oh.
No, you don't get to use your goodwill you just created to do that. That's not okay.
That's the only thing it's good for.
No. Not even the cute little robots can save you now.
And so the rest of the party, you guys find yourself, like I said, about 2 hours walk away from Falcon's Crest, outside the city gates, but within and outside the vineyard. What would you all like to do?
Do we need papers to get back in?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't
We'll
know.
find out.
We'll find out.
Not.
You
Celia
did,
no
the first
longer
time you
has
were
the paper
escorted
with
in.
Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celia, the ghost took Celia's paper that had Ava's signature on it.
We'll be fine. But I did actually, Vidal actually did take Ishbin's cat out of the ring as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a little bit of a little piece of my mind, true Lyle.
Celia looks at Vidar and says, "So you want to try out that new sword of yours?"
All right.
Luna looks very confused for a moment, and then
And I'm just gonna swirl around. He's actually lighter than before.
Though it's slightly bigger.
Is it just for
Yeah, it's like a couple of inches. A couple more inches bigger. It's wonderful. I don't know. Is there a fence post around?
It's better than having no sword.
It's absolutely better than having no sword or no patron. Well, No life. I thought I thought it was gone, guys. Right.
Celia pulls her rapier and dagger and says, "Spar me."
All right, and so you know how people do the bottle trick and then catch it in their hand. Do the flip. I do that. I do that with Lyle. Catch him. Like, let's do it.
I really like each other.
And I'm just gonna go full on. Just go. All right.
All right.
Go ahead and roll a attack roll. Each of you.
As I'm coming in, I split Lyle in two.
Yeah, I have my two.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, I still have that on natural 20s. Hold on, let me change that back.
Well,
Oh,
a
good.
9 and a 13 aren't going to be a 14 and a 24, so...
Oh, that was my assassinate. Sorry, I
Okay,
rolled the
gotcha.
wrong.
I disarm Cilia.
Still, yeah. The rapier, basically, you would do all but disarm her with the penumbral blades. She does counter pretty well with offhand dagger, and we'll just say this goes back and forth for a little bit as I assume you guys are walking towards Falcon's Crest.
Yeah, we're like zipping in between everyone. And with every hit I get in, I have to keep her on her toes just by penumbral blade and just go. I'm guessing Celia's been like thinking of plans like, how do I counter a spinning top?
Whoop.
Oh no, we lost Alicia.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Just got that all set up too.
But yeah, after we have our bit of a sparring match, he feints left as he goes on in, sends the blade past her, and just goes on the cheek,
Aw.
Fresh.
and then just smiles and just taps her rapier. Dink. The party looks on in disgust.
Oh, no, it's more. Well, that's one way of flirting, I guess.
Freaking truth, Templar. The good feel's not gonna last.
No,
For you kill us all, Jay.
I'm
This
not gonna
is-
kill y'all. Y'all are gonna do just fine killing yourselves.
probably true.
with our sparring matches. No, this is how Celia and Vidar. This is their dates. Their spars are their dates.
Very much so. So,
We learn.
the rest of you, as Vidar and Cilia are shamelessly flirting and dating around you, what are y'all up to?
Taking a breather.
This is Iska. She's really good with music.
Yeah,
She's
it's
pretty.
way into yes. Riley? Is it Riley?
Riley. Yeah.
Oh, Riley,
Riley.
or is it Riley?
It's Riley, but it's RELYEYEH.
Gotcha.
No proper pronunciation because I came up with it on the spot like an idiot.
We'll go
As we do, as we all do.
As you always do.
No, she is absolutely like peering over Axel's shoulder, just like looking at every single inch of this new creation, this new creature, just fascinated by it, but also like taken aback because she had met Riley before, but only briefly.
Yeah.
And
It was
so,
just like a Groot twig.
so seeing this fully forged creation and knowing that they are here to
And
exist for good is just incredible.
yeah, so when you're
And,
introduced, Riley sort of puts out this little hand and is like, hi.
She just like extends, depending on how little it is, maybe even just like a finger or two to like shake his hand with.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, think action. You're shaking hands with a
Sure.
big-sized action figure.
And truthfully, I mean, the normal Iska would be out of her mind asking questions and speaking and doing so many things, but you can see that the day meeting Bati and the clockwork version of herself it's just wearing on her. Again, just dark circles under her eyes. It looks exhausted. So it's a very faint but genuine and pure smile on her face, and just seems genuinely happy about the past hour. Finally the good guys won something. So she's just going to look on in admiration and wonder at this new creature.
Anyone else? Luck?
Yeah. Luke's going to sort of match Luna's walking pace and sort of walk alongside her and sort of just turn his head. Didn't say it properly, but thanks again.
There's little need to thank me for not killing you yet.
I'm glad you're always ready to.
I gave my word.
Oddly comforting.
Once the flirting stops and we catch up to the rest of the group, I shift Lyle back into his ring form, and then just, has the cat kept up?
Yeah. I mean, cat sort of being cat-like, falling behind, then going way ahead, then disappearing altogether, then kind of returning.
So I'm gonna wait for him, and then squat down and just look at him and be like, and think towards him. So what's your name?
Cat look at you. And walks off.
I think hard towards him. Hey, get back here!
Tail just goes straight up. And maybe a little bit of a look over its shoulder, like it heard you, but then keeps walking.
I swear at him in Draconic.
Guitar.
What?
Language.
Sorry. Oh, yes, sorry. Sorry, buddy. Oh. I always say, hi, I'm Vidar. Vidar Lycra.
Yes.
Cool to meet you. This is my cat.
Yeah.
Cat. Well, it's not my cat. It's Ishra's cat, but regardless.
So, as y'all are walking along, Iska, you hear in your head, so I do hope you finally made it. As Florian's voice kicks into your head. Your performance is in a week. Please report to the front gates. Don't be late. Tell Luna to keep you in order.
Have we acknowledged, can he understand me if I say anything?
You don't know. He has never replied to you in that way, in any way.
Okay, then that faint, genuine smile on Iska just drops. Yep. That's it.
I'm paying you good money.
Yeah,
Don't
about
disappoint
that.
me.
About that, we kind of... I don't know if you can hear me. If you can... And she thinks about a lot of things to say. And then just says, but I'll make it work. Thanks.
Call me Tim Gunn.
You get no reply.
I know I don't. Of course I fucking don't. She will. Are Luna and Luck nearby?
Sure.
Yeah, close enough.
She will just turn to Luna and kind of bonk herself in the head. Just got word from Florian. Checking in. The performance is in a week, and
I have a week to make your outfit.
Right. Priorities.
All right, Luna will kneel down and basically make the come on.
Another deep sigh, and Iska will approach and I think just go into like T pose, as I'm guessing, measuring, doing what she must.
Sorry, she's kneeling down as in get on her back.
Oh, I thought you were going to. Okay.
No, not here. We have a room for that.
Taylor, so
Yeah, that's true.
You
All
don't
right.
say that out loud, do you? Because that is not a good thing to say out loud.
be out character.
He's a new mother. Let him be. No, she'll take a running jump onto your back.
All right, and as soon as she catches you, they're off. They're gone.
Okay.
That one is Luna. She doesn't talk a lot, and she's quite stern, but she's a nice person.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Sorry. Axe has pretty much been pointing out everything interesting along the track and just showing
And
Riley
he's-
the world.
Riley is just enwrapped with learning all these things, and every once in a while sort of leans over on your, I assume you've up on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Just kind of leans over or and sort of leans against the side of your face as you point one thing or another, just staying close by. Every once in a while, just as you maybe get excited and leap, having to sort of throw his arms around your neck and mane. Luna, Iska, as you approach the main gates of Falcon's Crest, and I think the rest of you all are just a little bit behind. I mean, Luna can outdistance you, but I mean, you don't get completely out of sight, as this is the top of a very broad plateau. You can sort of see them going along, and actually, yeah. So you don't get too far ahead, but as you approach, you see a young, looks like a page in obvious Arcana Mystica colors, almost doing what, nervously going from foot to foot, and looking, trying to, as though they're looking for someone, and seeing Luna, as I assume you're not disguised at this point.
Yeah, she is not disguised at this point.
Yeah. Start, eyes wide, sort of open wide at the two of you. Iskatol? I'm looking for Iskatol.
Luna will stop closer than she normally does to people at the messenger. Speak.
I'm your attaché to get you into Falcon's Crest. You're with the Arcana Mystica. I will need some sort of identification that says that you are who you say you are.
Yeah. And she'll reveal the sash.
Oh, yes, I see now.
How fast can you move?
Are you serious?
Do I look serious?
Frighteningly so.
It's like that all the time.
Yeah, I'd say that the rest of you have sort of caught up, because as it gets crowded here, I mean, there is sort of a queue and everything.
Sure.
And sort of, all of these are with you?
Yes, the crew.
Oh, yes, of course, your entourage. We will get you through as quickly as possible. Come. And sort of scurries in.
Yeah, Luna is right on his tail.
very nervous now. It's like sort of invading his space. We'll go as fast as we can. Yes, yes. And takes you over. Very similar, whereas before Beauregard's servant from the Linforts basically just kind of like walked through and dropped money, a giant chunk of money on the table. This one seems to stand in line and goes through the proper ways and has a long discussion with the customs person, and the customs person's going, yes, come sign, and there's places for all of you to sort of sign this sheet of paper.
Before we sign, I bamf the cat back away, just really slyly, just by giving it a knock on the head. Hopefully, no, I don't do that, actually. Nope, not going to do that. Nope. Cat's just going to be there with us. Nope, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Nope, smarter than that. So I realize the trouble they're calling for. Don't worry. Well, I sign the papers and say, I have a pet. Is there anything for that? Sorry, I have a pet.
Oh. And just makes a mark for that, and also for grain. Doesn't seem like to be a big issue.
Sick.
No need for a petition.
And you all get through the front gates and through sort of the customs and taxing place, taxing gate. Oh,
Celia will sign Aizome.
Okay, that's fine. Any other signatures? As now you are being expected as who you are.
This is stupid.
Michael Mook doesn't exist.
And this time when you get into the Citadel, Jeremy last name, nice. The little attendant goes, you are expected to check in with the Arcana Mystica, but the instructions say that you were in charge of your own lodgings, so you will find lodgings of whatever type you would like to find out in the city. Apparently you have been prepaid for all of this, and your performance currently is... He looks and... Oh, you'll be performing at the Solstice Ball. Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
It is one of the main stages.
Are you implying that she is not talented enough?
No, I am just saying that it will be for the Viceroy and his family themselves. It will be quite a gala event.
I look towards Azame and say, we should probably go for a shot. Oh, can I also... You know what? No, hold on to that. Hold on to that gold.
You weren't going to get it back anyway.
Oh.
Is there anything else relevant?
No, if you would like to have rehearsal time in the space, you are able to have it 6 days from now, Tuesday evening. The party is on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock.
Will we require an escort to use the space?
Your name will be at the gate of Sentinel Row.
And during the Solstice Ball, is there somewhere in particular I should check in? Anything I should do beforehand?
He flips through. You will be given your performance times and stage, and all of your dressing rooms will be arranged at that time. Someone will meet you there.
Okay.
Celia
What is
looks
the someone name? What is the name of possible people, and what is your name?
I am Tristan. and I would consider it a great honor if they chose me to meet you again when you need more people to help you out.
Make sure it's you.
Oh, I will do what I can, but I am not very high in the pecking order. They might give me something else.
I don't have time for excuses. We have a week. Make it happen.
I think you overestimate the amount of power that I have in the Arcana Mystica.
You overestimate my level of concern.
I walk past him and say, "She breaks pinkies," and hold up mine.
I will take my leave now. And he scurries away. Runs off towards the gate that you've been through before, the tower over in the corner of the citadel that leads to the Arcana Mystica and the Arcane Terrace.
1 week to make an outfit for Bill.
So,
Okay.
so where do we go?
I think we should head back to the.
Yeah, as a note, you all have all been up all night.
Yeah, Axel's just like,
We should head back to where we start for a bit of a snooze, a bit of a drink, a bit of breakfast, and by gosh, it's been a day.
Luna will actually go over to Iska and be like, how tired are you? Kind of like checking her eyes and everything.
Pretty much everyone, y'all didn't sleep. Y'all had a battle with Bati. You've done the Crucible. I'd say y'all are all on. If you kept going without a rest, you all would gain a level of an exhaustion. If you don't already have one, gain another level for some of you.
Fair enough. We will rest then.
Great.
Iska has stayed on Luna's back the entire time, by the way, whether she wants to or not.
How dare
Yeah.
you being so
Just a bit
threatening and intimidating with just me piggybacking on you?
Yup,
Well,
this makes it perfect.
I was gonna say horses aren't allowed really up here without a huge fee. So having someone actually carry you might not be as odd as you would think.
Manservants.
All
Come
right,
now.
back to the room. Zip is, well, zip-ish, I suppose.
Zip-ish.
That's just unfair.
Mm.
Anyone else?
Flying would be great right now.
Yeah. So it is Wednesday morning of solstice, and so you do once again see all of those preparations beginning. It's a little sleepy this morning, as all of you can sort of see that perhaps people last night were up a little too late, were enjoying themselves out there for sort of Solstice Week Eve was last night. And today you can see as lots of preparations are being made, but as it being this early, it seems it's sort of like when you're the first person at a theme park or someplace else where things are still just kind of opening up. First person at the market as you head across town and get back to your room.
When we walk in the room, is that flyer still on the table that we couldn't decipher?
The one from Ramon's martial arts? It is.
Great. No, I was going to say, I couldn't remember if we had actually deciphered that in game, but yes, if we had. She looks at that with exhausted eyes and just laughs, "Honk monk," and then just collapses onto a sofa somewhere.
And with that, Iska collapses on a sofa. Other folks, what are you up to?
Iska will actually get moved to her bed by Luna, and then Luna will go sleep. But she'll make sure everybody else is settled first, and then she will go sleep.
Vidar heads over to the kitchen space and takes a boiling stone into a pot of water and makes himself a cup of tea.
Okay. You get some
And then
tea
what's
going.
that?
You have, from the storm, you still have that really nice whole sort of tea set. It seems like they've restocked so that you all have more teas from the tea hive there, as you all seem to enjoy them.
I'm good. I look at it and say, "Oh, there's a letter for us." It's from the Thief Hive. I wonder how he's going today. Oh, I'm going. Ooh, Sleepy Bear. I'm gonna have that one. And I brew up tea for myself.
There you go. Anyone else doing anything? How about you with Riley?
Well, this is where we're staying. So of course, if anything goes wrong, this is where you need to go. I want you to stay in the rooms for now. I'm going to sleep, and so if you want to rest, you can. If you don't, just try not to wake anyone up and stay inside the rooms. Don't go outside. Don't go out the windows. Okay?
I'll come rest with you if that's okay.
That's fine. That's fine. I didn't know you did rest. We have a lot to learning to do. It's all right.
I don't know if I do either, but I just kind of want to hang out with you.
Of course. Come on. So, it's ready for bed. Let's Riley sort of wander around, explore the room, do what he wants while Axel's sort of just getting ready to bed.
Yep. Yeah. He? Are we going to refer to Rye?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. So, you see, as you get ready, Riley basically sort of shadows you quite a bit around and sort of mimics you a little bit of what you do if you turn down the bed or things like that. And then basically crawls up on sort of the other pillow, and you see just for a second he goes still, like very still, like almost worryingly still, and as you see the sort of spark, the little golden light in his eyes sort of like dims down and sort of becomes inert.
Takes a moment. Sort of mentally reassures himself and then just tries to get to sleep. You'll see him in the morning.
Yep.
And sort of nearby.
Celia pulls Lad Jr. out and kind of sets him on the table. And she just kind of looks at him and says, "So how do I make it where you can find me or any of my friends?"
You see, take one of its little sort of insectoid, almost like fingers, and sort of go tink on his head. Tink, 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 zip, tink, tink, tink. It just sort of sits there. It seems to be thinking. Doesn't really seem to come up with. You can't see a change quite yet, though. If they've thought of anything.
She says, would we be able to try it with blood?
And you see sort of tap on the spot where you saw him, you all put in the crystal to sort of follow the energy of the little clockwork fae. It sort of taps there of, that when you put a piece of the purple glass in there, that he was then able to sort of track them short range, but track them somewhat.
Which means we need Ambrose's little clockwork repairman.
Yeah.
Celia, unfortunately, she took batteries and stuff to replace batteries, but I don't know if she'd be able to. Let's try it. and she pulls out her dagger. She looks at Lad Junior. Where do we start?
He starts shaking really badly, and all of his things clink, and all of the things close down. Just like sort of locks down tight and sort of
No, it's
shaking.
not for you. This is to prick my finger.
You see, sort of, like uncover one eye and looks up at you.
Yeah, it's just to prick my finger. Prick.
And then he pops up and then sort of like
At which point I've entered where she is and I've just got a cup of tea for her. I'll just go, what you doing? Place the tea down for her. Raid!
thanks for the raid. Woo!
So I see you're torturing your brand new friend. Why are you bleeding?
Oh no, she hasn't pricked her finger yet. She's kind of holding her dagger and trying to show Lad Junior that the dagger is not for him.
I've walked into some weird situations before, Basil, but you know what? Not going to say a word. He sips his tea and walks back out.
She just said, Vidar, get your butt over here.
So just
Stops, walks backwards, and then rotates around.
just as a quick meta moment, yeah, you're gonna need to take Lad Junior to the lab and
Yeah.
have the repair bots help to sort of reconfigure Lad Junior for doing any kind of tracking of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, your first intuition was correct.
Yeah. She kind of looks at Vidar and says, I think we gotta visit Ambrose.
Oh, well, yeah. We've got to find out what his findings about the Argarite is, don't we? Oh, you mean for the little guy?
Yeah, possibly get some more batteries and try and make it where he can track all of us, just in case we need it.
I like ungracefully pick up Ladry and just start looking and just go, I still have no idea how this works, and start like just softly pulling at these things. Just
You like pull on him. He got like snatched back. It's like
I put it back down. I was like, actually quite.
and he goes over and like pokes you and it's like, how do you like it?
If
Are you all like in like the living room area or something? Or
Probably,
are you
I'm thinking at the dining room table, kind of.
Yeah, we're like the dining room table.
if I was Ishkrin, you would have been eaten by now.
Luna just pokes her head in. Just go to bed.
Unlike you, we only have to rest for 4 hours. Go to sleep.
We are resting.
She glares at Vidar.
I sip my tea, put it down, pick up Azume's hand, and kiss it.
That'll be quiet.
Close your door. It'll help.
You are brave.
Because she knows I won't hurt her. You do not have that excuse.
Yeah, Celia just like motions to Luna and says, yeah, we have the sisterly love.
I'm gonna go spar on the roof. This is not fair. Oh wait, you haven't seen the roof yet, have you, Azume?
No.
Well, care for a morning picnic before we trance out?
Celia, hold your hand out for Lad. And puts her like in between her cloak where he always sits.
Yeah.
And says, let's go.
Right, at this point,
Snuggles down in.
cloak is off. Well, the coat is off. The vest is off. And it's just the white dress shirt underneath. And it's just, all right, let's go. And we head up on to the top of the Wayward Star.
Okay, yeah, you guys can make your way up
Wayward
there.
Star. What's it like during the day?
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the view is incredible from up here as the fog, there is no fog. So you can look down all the way over the entire Misty Moon Valley, see the green fields that are down there. Off to the north, you can see sort of the purple energy and very sort of strange, arcane, landscape that is the Sylvan Expanse. Down to the south, you can see far in the distance sort of this white crystal shimmering plain, just very at the edge of the horizon, down to the south, and then straight across all those plains you can see sort of forests, and in the very, very far distance, just this littlest tiny line that you believe could be the ocean in Glasswater Bay.
Celia kind of like looks down. She looks thoughtful for a moment. And she says, hey, Lyle, I have a question.
Well, yes, of course.
How often, like, are you able to tune Vidar out?
Well, I was able to tune Iskrin out. But that took almost 3 lifetimes to learn how to do that. He did tend to prattle on. But, I don't know. We'll see. So far, I haven't had to try too much, but you never know.
She just kind of scratches the back of her neck and says, well, you know, since he's Vidar now, we're gonna want privates.
Oh, of course. Oh, yes. It is. We've never really had to put a sock on the door with Iskrin so much, but I'm sure we can come up with something.
Do I hear all this happening?
Oh yeah, of course. He is absolutely saying it right in front of you.
I look at it and say, due to our pact, I can still send you off, can't I?
Oh yes, of course.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think that through. Let me see if I can get him back. You there?
That was quite rude. Not even a goodbye.
So, I was right here, dude. I was right here.
You didn't even know if you could summon me back. What if it had been all over right then? All of that you've gone through. And he starts nagging on you a little bit.
My gosh,
The
was this
third
one
mom of the party, Lysithia.
Was this one like what with Iskrin? Honestly, was it? Tell me now.
Oh, Iskrin? Well, it depends on which life we're talking about.
Okay, fair, but majority of it. You know what? It's okay. Lyle, do you mind if we have some privacy right now?
Of course. Enjoy yourselves. And he disappears all but before you even think about it.
Oh god, he's got the power now.
Pops back.
He's
Yes.
got the touch.
Yes, I do. And disappears again.
I really hope he doesn't do that during, maybe we'll go fight with Ryan Talia.
Real smart.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that was.
So you guys.
God, mortality, right? This is going to be fun. This is going to be another aspect of life. Let's enjoy it.
We have many years. Yeah.
Oh. In regards to how many years we have, being not even one is quite a long way to go. I don't even know how old this is. Gesturing to the body.
Celia kind of like looks him over.
Sure.
Would she be able to like guesstimate?
I mean, that's the problem with elves. You know that he's mature, so anywhere between 30 and 700.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, elves are weird.
Yeah, let's play it by ear. And he pushes his ears forward. Oh God, they go out quite far, don't they?
She kind of like looks thoughtful a moment, and she says, "It's gonna be weird outliving them."
Gonna be weird outliving them.
Yeah. None of our friends have the lifespan that we have.
They don't really know. But you know what? We can carry on their memories. We can. By gosh, if
I've got
kids. I mean, even Riley. There we go. We can help raise them, or Luck's kids, or Iska's kids. My God, imagine if those two got together. They've had some sweet moments, haven't they?
I can see it.
Let's not push. Let's not push. I mean, I guess you could say our first date was in a cave. As kobolds was strange.
very good.
By our, I meant like, you know, my existence on this world and as Vidar and as Ishrid. Life is weird. Life is weird. But no, an Eladrin can only live for so long, and it would have been very horrible to... I reckon there would have been a very frozen off, cold heart if you went before he did. And he just spent the rest of time wallowing in sorrow. That would have been horrible. Yeah. This is a much better alternative, to be honest.
You lost some things, but you gained some things.
I gained a lot. Family, friends, heartbeat.
And Celia kind of chuckles a bit and says, you know, we would probably end up raising their kids, there's their kids' kids, there's their grandkids' kids.
Gosh. We'll make sure all their lines continue. That'll be wonderful.
And make sure their family knows their stories.
That is true. Through across all of the land.
I'm sure I can put some flair on it like Iska does.
Oh yeah. Eventually, yeah. I mean, Iska's stories will hang around for all of time. Literally. Those chords? Funny thing is, good guy, we're on the roof.
Yeah, we're on the roof. Oh, can Celia see any wandering rogues on top of rooftops?
We are high up.
I mean, looking back over the city, I mean, again, these very high-pitched roofs. I mean, there would be so many places to hide in the middle of daylight. You don't see any movement. I mean, you can certainly try. What am I doing? Do me a perception check. Let's actually play the game here a little bit.
Suddenly, gargoyle.
24. I mean, you look out over and you can see pretty much across the entire city. Again, you see lots of decorations. You actually do see, in this case, you do see lots of people on the rooftops. A lot of them are hanging bunting. Bunting and streamers and decorating the whole city top to bottom for the solstice celebration. I will say about that time, almost as though they'd read your thoughts, the older gentleman behind the bar comes up with a big tray of cheeses, some wine, grapes, all sorts of nice sort of snacks, and lays them out for you on a nice sort of silk blanket that he then sort of snaps out, and it doesn't land on the ground. It basically hovers just a little bit above the ground so that you don't have to sit on the ground.
Oh, that's
There's a
fancy.
snack for you. Enjoy your afternoon. And he walks back down.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll go to the wonderful platter laid out and pour some wine. Give her a wine glass. Sit down on it. Here's to the Soulforged Fellowship. And give it cheers.
There's a group name.
Did we finally?
Did we finally?
I was just trying to name the episode.
It only took.
Where's the party poppers?
It
Where's
only
the
took 2
party
years and
poppers?
86 episodes.
Oh, I thought I had party poppers just for this occasion. Hold
A
on.
giant mission accomplished banner.
Okay,
fall.
yeah, campaign's over.
I don't have.
We're
party
done here,
poppers.
folks. Thanks.
Seriously, there is a group name. Did we finally find it? Oh my gosh.
The SFF. We got it.
So, we will,
Works.
in the interest of brevity, we will leave Celia and Vidar having a picnic up on the top tower. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do? Luna, Iska's out, Axel's out. Luna, anything you would like to do before turning in for rest or the tub?
Yeah, right. She's gonna make sure everybody. So besides the 2 elves and their picnic, whatever, make sure everybody else is asleep, and then she's gonna doesn't care. You're outside, great. And make sure Luck gets to sleep, and then yeah, she's just gonna settle down in her tub and probably think for a bit before she goes to bed, but it's not. It's like an internal monologue thing, not really an outside thing.
Okay. As you think through your day and the events of the last week, you drift off to sleep in your tub, being water genasi, as you prefer to. Luck, you just pass out, or
Yeah, he's done for the day. It's stuff off to the side on the bed.
yep. And you sleep dreamlessly. You can feel. It's almost like way back, just a little bit of that power sort of drifting back into you of your crimson right. But for a while there, after Ambrose pulled that energy out of you and being sort of on another plane or wherever the true vineyard was, you were not bound to that connection, to that crimson right for a time. It's beginning to reassert itself, but you have dreams of home and family, and a good night's rest for the first time in a very long time. And with that, we'll have, tell you what, we'll have go ahead and have the long rest happen. And we'll go ahead and take our break real quick so that folks can, me personally, can take a moment, take a bio break, and refill their drinks. And in the meantime, I will leave you to our good friend NNG9 to tell you a little bit more about our channel, about our charity, Toys for Tots, and everyone's favorite bit, Pun of the Week. We'll be right back in a moment with our story, folks. And thanks for watching.
All right. Hello, everybody. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. This channel is run 100% for charity, and the charities change roughly once a month, sometimes every two. This month's charity being Toys for Tots, an organization dedicated to bringing presents to children of all classes, especially those with less means. There's a lot of wonderful opportunities to volunteer in your local area if you're in the States, and if you'd like to check those out, please click on the purple lettering in the description below the banner. It'll take you right there if you want to go and volunteer there directly. If you'd like to donate to the site directly, so just click on that link there and it'll take you there. If you would like to donate through our channel, click on the banner above. It's got a little choo-choo on it. And then you can do, and depending on what level you donate, you can do different things that affect the game. For any dollar level, you can add to the spell bank. For every $100 increment, we get a level spell that is equivalent to it. So at $100, we get a level 1, 200 a level 2, so on and so forth. For $1, you can give a player a D10 healing dice, $2 for an advantage, bardic inspiration die, a luck dice, which is just a mulligan on any attack or healing. If you don't like the result, you get to roll it again and see if we can do better and not die. For $10, there's the random potion from the party punch bowl. You can pick which player that goes to. Obviously, when you just put it, so when you click on it, just type it in the description like, I want it's gonna get this potion. It is random, so we'll roll it on the chart. And then the $25 Christmas surprise. Give a player an item from the common magic item chart, so that means you do actually get to pick it. Or actually, no. Do you get to pick it? No, you don't. Or do you? No, I don't think you do. They will get an item from the chart. Any roll of a nat 20 when rolling for the item upgrades the item by 1 rarity level. That's what it is. So we will roll it and see if we can get even more. And if we keep rolling 20s, it'll keep exploding. We might get something legendary. But please do not feel pressure to donate if you do not want to or you do not have the means. You can do things like share the stream on social media like Facebook, Twitter, all the other social media. I don't know how it works. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy when we get back with our second half. And I see Good Guy Pie is back. Do you have a book recommendation? You are muted.
I am muted. I do not, but I do have a bit of a different recommendation. It's a video game recommendation.
Uh-huh.
As our one and only Tool School is streaming a very interesting game that I thought was good enough to sort of recommend a shout out to, because it's a nice little indie game called Gris. It's art style, music, and what I could tell from the story, I didn't get to see it all, was really beautiful. And it has this very lovely Japanese animation. I'm not sure if the company is Japanese or not, but it's very reminiscent of that sort of animation. And it's a wonderful little game. It's got this, it seems to be a platformer with sort of puzzles incorporated with it and sort of secrets hidden about the world. And yeah, I think the best way Jay put it was like a little piece of magic. So yeah, I saw Jay streaming that last night and thought I'll give it a call out in the old stream, because it is a wonderful looking game.
Nice. And can you type in the name of what game it was in the chat?
Shall.
Awesome. Oh, it looks like we're almost all back.
It was Gris.
To go in.
Oh yeah, Gris looks so sick. I can't wait to play that.
All right. And since we're almost all back, it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Oh,
Pun of the Week.
No, he Oh no, we've got everyone back.
I'm preparing my door for a dramatic storm off onto my balcony.
What did the egg do when it saw the frying pan?
What?
It scrambled.
This is why I started the rebellion, people. Join now. Would you like to know more?
Need a rescue?
Bird, are you purposely muting your cries for help?
Huh? No, I love the mice.
We shall strike at midnight.
So, your hotel falls off the edge of the cliff. Everyone dies. Bye. And
Yay!
Dude, Luna didn't say that. I did.
it's true.
Freedom!
It's true. It's true. Oh, I see.
What a sunny side up of a day we're having.
Oh, we're gonna.
Ah, God.
Oh no, are we gonna have egg puns the rest of the time?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Help.
I need a bell.
You know, all these bad yolks are just gonna drive
Ah.
Alright, I'd like to announce my official resignation. I'll take my final paycheck if that's alright.
me crazy. Resignation, that was good.
Resignation.
That was a long way to go, but you got there.
Yeah, it's like
That was like all the way around your elbow to get to your asshole, but you got there.
I'm totally not going to. I'm not admitting that was a misspeak.
Okay.
We're really poaching these puns, aren't we?
Okay. And keeps cracking us up. Yep. Hawkeye.
I think that's a good place to end.
Okay, I've had a shell full of this. Let's get back to it.
Yes. Okay. As it was fairly early, seeing as it is the solstice, the sunrise is very early. Y'all were making your way across town really between 5:30, 6 a.m. Probably were in bed by 6 or so. Getting your full rest, could easily be done. It's about probably around 2 in the afternoon when our humans and full rest folks are starting to come awake. We'll say Cilia and Vidar, whether you tranced up there overlooking the valley or came back down to your room, either way is fine. But what would folks want to do with the rest of their Wednesday, the first day of the week leading up to solstice?
I pull out. Well, I bring Lyle back, and I ask Lyle to bring out the robes of Iskrin and put them on the table. If he can do that.
Yeah, you see them.
You're muted.
I'm muted. You see them materialize on the table. The robes of Iskrin. It's strange though, as they were pretty much made of magic. They weren't true cloth. So they are somewhat ethereal in nature now that Iskrin, not that they'll fade any further, it's not like they're fading away, but they are not true fabric and solid matter.
So, in a sense, they can't be tailored?
Yeah, this would not be normal needle and thread tailoring, for sure.
Okay. I look at Azume if she's downstairs with me. Okay. I was thinking about getting this tailored, but this is probably going to cost a lot more than what we're willing to put in. Did they even fit me still? I just try it on real weird. I try the mantle and robes on real quick. I'm just like, oh, this is tight.
as you try them on, they seem to adjust to your size. Almost like an aesthetic overlay.
Aw.
But they're kind of semi-translucent, so like you it's almost just like a sort of a shimmering outline.
Oh, that's neat, but doesn't do. Okay, and then like nostalgia just hits way too hard, and just like, okay, I'm just gonna take this off now. Well, my feels. Well, I sort out this feeling of sadness right now, and then I take it off.
Yes, something new happens, Vidar. You feel sort of a wet streak go down your cheek. That's not something you've experienced before.
That's new. That's nice.
Celia kind of she's Isolme still.
Yeah.
Isolme walks over and just like wipes the tear and says, "The perks of being mortal."
Ah, yes. The ducts.
That's right.
In this form, swelling, course. Wonderful. Feels. These are nice. These are good. These are new. How about we invite the others out for an afternoon lunch or something like that? I was thinking about maybe going to Simon's. I'm thinking about getting some scrolls, if I can afford it.
Celia kind of smiles. She says, "Well, I think me and the girls need to go shopping."
What about my outfit? What am I gonna wear then? I should probably take the guys shopping.
Your outfit is easier to deal with.
Okay, yeah.
We'll say as this conversation's going on, the sort of little bit of noise happening down in the main room. Axel, you come awake and you see Riley sitting on the pillow, eyes glowing gold, just sort of watching you while you sleep.
You awake, I guess?
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Okay.
I seem to just need to get real still for about 6.
That's really good. I mean, me. I sleep for. Well, I was really tired today, so I had to sleep. I'm usually. I'll stop talking because I'm rambling on now. You can. Once you're comfortable, you can. Go outside. You don't have to follow me around. Only if you want to.
That's okay. I don't mind.
All right, come on. Let's see what all the noise is about. Come on. Sort of gets up, gets dressed, does a little bit of organizing things, but
Iska, go ahead. Yep,
yeah.
You head out into the main room. Iska, you don't recall going to your room. But you're in your bed. You're this big bed. You wake up. There's sort of like a sunbeam coming in. These deep down comforters and down pillows, and just are sort of greeted by the sort of early afternoon light sort of coming through the windows.
She eventually gets out of bed. It's a struggle, but she does at some point. And dresses and goes to a mirror and for the first time in a long time, displays that Arcana Mystica sash. And she adjusts it and looks in the mirror and kind of moves it about a little bit and tries to strike a pose with it and then adjusts it some more. And after a few minutes, she comes to the resolution that this is always going to be tacky and ugly, and she'll just have to live with it. So shoulders drop and she kind of sulks out of her room to meet up with the others.
Luna, Luck, as you wake up, or
I imagine probably Luna would have been one of the first ones awake. She's normally
probably.
So she was probably actually already downstairs, and she's just got she's got sort of like her whatever the time equivalent would be of a measuring tape around her neck, some pins sticking out of sleeves and everything.
Oh yeah, tailor's tools. I mean, we've established that you have a full set of tailor tools. You bought them, so yeah, and it is. I mean, a lot of that stuff is not changed in a whole lot of years. So yeah, it's pretty much, other than made out of natural things, the equivalents that you would see in a tailor shop today.
Go over to Iska. Are you rested?
She kind of gulps and goes, I think so. Okay,
Good.
stage mistress, make me a star.
Arms out. And Nuna starts taking every measurement you could possibly imagine, including for a hat. And like noted it on like a pad of paper that she never used for anything else except for the occasional drawing and clothing measurements.
Vidar stares on in wonder, just like, wow, the efficiency.
But now we need fabric. Kind of looking over to Celia. Coming.
Always in for a shopping day.
Can I at least get some of my gold?
No.
Oh.
If you want something, that needs to go through me.
And as you say this, looming in the corner is the giant brass tree hat stand thing. Just sort of looking judgmentally down on Vidar.
You know what you did.
Can you pick me up a scroll of sending?
I can do that. I'm actually starting. Got it here.
Oh, don't you have to know the person first? I don't know.
There's somebody. Yeah, no, somebody I don't know. Yeah, I can't send it for you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Sorry.
Can you write scrolls? Have you ever tried that one?
There is fabric to buy. We're going.
There's scrolls.
So, quick! Where's Luck in all this? Just so he can get in on this excitement. While you're measuring, I figure Luck can make an appearance. And also, Axel, remind me to get back to you too as you were getting dressed.
Yeah, Luck sort of just like opens the door, looks round, sort of almost in a bit of like autopilot mode. Sort of walks round the measurements, through the magic talk, next to the looming brass tree, picks up the hat, walks over, grabs an apple. Morning.
The big pink and purple hat?
The big pink purple hat.
Okay. Axel, as you go through and get dressed, your robes, your fingers sort of touch on an unfamiliar something that you put in your pocket that you can't. What did you put? And when you pull it out, you realize you still have Luna's cornhusk doll that you picked up after back in the vineyard. I'm pretty sure it was you who picked it up.
Yeah, it was Axel who picked it up.
It was.
And so you find it in your pocket. You had been so sort of caught up in Riley that you had sort of forgotten about it.
Yeah, no, when he sort of walks out, he just walks straight over to her and hands it to her just silently.
Yeah, Luna's sort of like flurry of measurements stop for a moment as she stares at the doll for a while. And then she just kind of doesn't comment, she looks at it, looks at Riley briefly, and then takes it and puts it in her pocket without comment.
Okay.
Just gives you a smile and sort of steps back out of the way. Sorry, I interrupted. Yeah.
So now we can zip forward to fabric to be bought.
There's fabric to buy. We're going.
So what's everyone's plan? I mean, Iska, you do still see the flyer that you deciphered laying on the table amongst all of this.
I think our plan is what? Go do fabric and stuff and also check in with the Arcana Mystica today?
Yeah.
Cool. Also, if we have to go, with the flyer, we have to go to is it Ramon's?
Ramon's, yep.
Something?
Ramon's
Okay.
Martial Arts. And then
Again,
also, of
we
course,
did
there's the back down to the catacombs as well, as you kind of have to. You remember from the first thing that you have to say the name out loud at the location.
Cool.
We can, between me, Axel, and Luck, we can go check that out if you guys want. I do want to kind of go
Split
to
the party, split the party, split the party.
We are splitting the party. You're going shopping. We're doing chores.
Sure, I don't know why you would need me for that.
Just well, if you want to come. Come join.
I was going to go look for a drow.
You want to
There-
look?
Celia looks at Luck.
Over
What?
down below the Economist, I think they are. That's that area. They actually live below it,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
But go and figure out if I can find the one that is a service hat. People just don't give out hats like this for no reason. That's all I'm thinking.
Have we checked it for magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a hat.
Maybe like you just got a little bit. You had one too many. You stole someone's hat.
Well, if I have, then I've got to return it.
Oh, it was gifted to you.
Then I would like to say hello to the person who gifted it to me.
Right. Well, I'm sure we can stop by that bar on the way there.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, heads on over to his big brass tree, puts on his buttons up his vest, throws the coat on,
That's the worst thing you've ever bought, by the way.
and I'm fine
Yeah, I
with it.
have no idea where we're gonna keep that thing.
It's
Well,
staying here.
Yeah, wait. I'm sorry, but we're in good with the Linfords. And he claps his hands, and like the breastplate shifts on, and he's just like, wonderful.
Celia kind of looks between Luck and Axel, walks over to Axel and gives him 500 of Vidar's gold. Says, "This is his. Don't let him buy anything like that." And one just points to the tree.
I heard you. As I'm doing my cuffs.
Goes in the bag of holding. Good luck finding. Puts a bag inside a bag. He's also going to put 2 other empty bags in there.
Okay. There
Sounds
you go.
like you've
Bags
got
and
the
bags of-
situation in the bag.
Okay, so who is going where so that I've got this, so I've got straight of what is happening?
It sounds like the ladies are going to shopping and the guys are going to puzzles.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that correct? No, okay, I'm getting weird looks from Axel.
I'm not entirely sure what Axel would be doing is the thing.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah,
just
I think he
legs
was
it.
going to stay in for the day.
Alright.
He had plans, but he never spoke up about them. So, I think he'll probably go out into the city with the guys.
Yeah. Vidar's intentions are to go to see if he can get into the crypts, since they're supposedly open today, aren't they?
Yep.
So we do a wander around and just do a quick little rage mage, then go see. I just want to see if I can buy a sending scroll real quick. Then hit up the tavern with Luck and whatever Axel also wants to do.
So, Luck, you were going to go straight to try to find Drow, or were you going to sort of hang with the guys, the 3 guys hanging together, and then with the idea that Axel seems to have some idea where the Drow enclave is?
Yeah. Probably pass by the bar at some point just to see what we can find
By
information-wise.
the Iron Gnome?
Yeah, the Iron Gnome.
Okay.
Just to People probably.
Yep.
The barkeep probably has seen stuff.
Yep. So Iska, Luna, Cilia are just going out into the city, looking for fabric and such.
Yep, and then check in with Arcana Mystica.
And check in with the Arcana Mystica. Okay. Gotcha. Let's first go with Axel, Vidar, and Luck heading to the catacombs.
As we go our separate ways out from the front of the hotel. To Izome. Well, to Celia, just finger guns. Just walk on off.
So with some finger guns, you all head out, and once again you are taken by the city come to life with preparation for Solstice Week. Even now more than before, the city is becoming transformed. Flowers, both natural and magical, all adorn on these huge garlands that sweep from rooftop to rooftop. You see, even during the daytime, it seems as though every edge of every rooftop is covered in sort of twinkling golden lights that almost look like fireflies, or things, just sort of sparkling in the sunlight. The whole city has taken on, from being sort of this dour granite and slate sort of city of rock and stone, to being alive with this idea of summer and sunrise and flowers. Pretty much everywhere you see sunflowers. You can see, as you had seen before, the children who had been painting rocks to line the streets with. There's now hundreds, if not thousands of them lining all the streets, these little pebbles that have each been individually painted by the children of the city. And just an overwhelming sense of celebration. As you go through the city, you hear and see roasting meats and vegetables, and just abundance everywhere. Wine, mead, all types of different drinks are flowing freely. Getting feedback on my mic. Are flowing freely. Smiles everywhere. Lots of people with packages that are wrapped in sort of flowers. Seem to be the way that you, with these sort of surprise boxes that people are beginning to exchange, as though there's some sort of gift-giving element that is a part of this celebration as well. You see maypoles around the city that, with colorful ribbons and obviously almost like school groups or whatever, children have putting on almost like a little recital. Amateur musicians mostly on every corner, but you're beginning to see some more professional, not top-level performers on multiple stages that have been placed around. And as you make your way up the Stoneward Rush towards Matron Square, this main street seems to be sort of like the central part of the celebration. This huge causeway with shops and people. Many of the women and even men here have these ornate hats. Kind of think of some of the amazing derby hats or Easter bonnets that you might see people wear in our society. Some seem to just be strolling up and down the streets. And as you make it to Matron Square, you can see that many of the clergies, their robes have changed from sort of more whites and grays, or basic colors to much more vibrant colors, as it seems even many of the religions celebrate this time of year as well. You see big sort of trumpeteers that seem to be sort of blaring announcements, fanfares at the entrance to the catacombs. Much different sight than you had before, where it was the two guards. It's almost like there's an honor guard there and sort of a long carpet way that leads down into the catacombs and the reopened vaults of the Greymont family. How would you guys like to proceed?
Is there a concession stand or a booth, or can we just join the queue?
Yeah, you just see people just seem to be filing in. It doesn't seem as though they're taking an admission or anything. That this is sort of a to honor ancestors, and so there's not a real queue going down there. As you pass by, you see small children in acolytes' robes handing out daisies, little daisies and black-eyed Susans, sort of little wildflowers to everyone who enters in.
I grab one, and I give him a courteous nod.
So you all head down. Again, very different from the tenseness that filled your hearts before knowing you were sneaking in. People are milling around everywhere. It's almost like being in a museum. People are talking in hushed tones, but there's lots of people everywhere as you go deeper into the catacombs. And you pretty much, you can loiter along the way, or you pretty much know the way as you've traversed this before. The crowds make it quite easy to sort of blend in and go unnoticed, or you can do however you would like.
Shall we pay respects along the way, or do you guys want to beeline straight for it?
Yeah, we can take our time.
We're not in a rush.
Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy it now that we can.
While we're looking through the area, I do want to keep an eye out for some of the names that I found that were in the Sylvan histories.
Okay.
Such as Callum Greymont. Or do we see his before in the...
So yes, you, if you recall, in the main gallery of the Last Army, the one that had the long, narrow gallery you enter in that has basically all of the faces of the soldiers and the carved thing. There's a large sort of a sarcophagus sepulcher at the very end of it, where Chiwokral had Callum Greymont marked upon it.
I think that's where I'm going to put my daisy.
Okay. You can see that there are many daisies that have been laid upon the sarcophagus of Callum Greymont, and you know, just as you're looking at it, to your right, there is the large monument-sized doorway that leads into the true Greymont vault, where you encountered Bati before.
And through that is towards the...
Correct. On the far side, as you cross across the main Greymont vault into the sort of ancient vault of the Greymonts, where you found the one sort of tomb with the barbarian spellcaster above it that you have deciphered was Rage Mage.
I didn't do that. I think that was Luck, wasn't it?
No, it was Axel. That was all him.
Excellentness, yeah.
Yeah.
As you walk through the main vault, there is sort of a weird tenseness in you, and you can look up and see that the throne that just last night Bati sat upon, and from where he attacked the party. Y'all can do me a perception check if you all would like.
Big roll. 16.
I'm going to use advantage on this one. Axel is particularly cautious.
Okay.
I'm going to use a bardic inspiration. So that's using a D12, or was that a D8?
It's a D12.
Okay, thank you.
20.
Perception, perceive the world.
So 20, 20, and 16. Oh no,
25.
inspiration 25, a 20, and a 16. As you all enter into here, like I said, there's sort of a weird feeling. And you see lots of people are filling the vaults. The biggest thing that you notice as you look towards the throne is all the people standing and milling around, looking up at the ceiling. And then beyond at the throne. On your 25, you do see just the most imperceptible scuffs in the ground, mainly where Iska was lying and Luck jammed his bone shield in front of her. Behind you, you can see that sort of vault that had document vault there, where that gravity well had been placed, seems to be undamaged, surprisingly, after taking a shot from Iska's gun. But y'all can go ahead and enter into the area where they're all looking up, or move on forward to where there is to where the Rage Mage sarcophagus is.
Guys, straight for the Rage Mage, or I do look up at the ceiling and point out the just the scuff marks as we go on through.
So, as you walk in a little bit deeper, before there's sort of a threshold, and you have to get beyond it to see the ceiling up above, and it is a gabled ceiling, so comes to a point in the center, separated into panels. There are 7 pillars on each side holding up these panels that go between the columns. And as you look up on the first 2, Vidar, you first see a lyre and a flute in the first 2 panels across from each other. The next 2, you see a whirlpool of energy, and the other side, sort of a rip filled with stars. The next one shows 2 beings sort of being joined together, and then on the other, one being emerging from another. The next 2, there's a shepherd caring for a flock and a figure cradling a baby. On the next 2, there's one that is a sword, and the other is a shield. And the last 2 are both dragon claws. One skeletal, and the other radiant. And then on the dais above the throne, you hadn't seen it before, as Bati was quite a distraction. You see a giant falcon, wings spread, carrying a huge rock, the shape of the falcon's crest plateau that bridges the area of where everywhere else there was 2 different panels. There only seems to be this one giant falcon behind the throne that is carrying this hugely heavy looking stone that seems to look as though carrying Falcon's Crest Plateau itself.
They really like to hamper on the symbols for us, don't they? Bit of a call out. What do you two think of calling ourselves the Soulforged Fellowship?
Maybe
What
the
about-
Fellowship of the Soulforged
Well, we'll try
flows
both.
better.
We'll try both. We'll try both. Because honestly, it's I think, I don't know, presenting ourselves in a way, since we've got a lot of things to do and a lot of people to meet. I don't know, putting a name to it
It would.
feels right. And after last night, it felt right.
It would help to, instead of this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, to just
I
have.
agree. I agree.
It seems like it. I mean, it works. It works. Somewhat, yeah.
You all could be discussing this as you sort of wander the main hallway.
Mhm.
Do y'all go further forward? You know there's two doorways behind where the throne was, or they seem to be quite crowded though. I mean, like packed to the gills back there. Over by where Rage Mage was seems to be fairly deserted, as though not many people have much interest in the ancient tombs as they do sort of these new spectacular ones. Newer, I should
Yeah.
say.
Shall we rage match?
Axel gets out a piece of paper with all the notes written down on it.
Gesture to Axel. Do the honors, my friend.
All right. Sort of just looks over the piece of paper one last time. All right. He steps up towards the
Barbarian
towards the
spellcaster.
barbarian spellcaster, the Rage Mage.
And as you do, you see sort of at the foot of the sarcophagus on the front face, suddenly some writing begins to appear.
Writing it down.
It says, 5 names to be found, now hurry along. All rhymes must be right, none of them wrong. I'll put it in the players. I'm putting it in your notebook under the Eternal Keepers so you can see.
5. We already got one, or does that count as one? Already.
5. So
What? Badara is actually confused.
there's 5 names.
To be found. Now hurry along. All rhymes must be right, none of them wrong.
But
So-
in what context? Where are the names?
Well,
Where are
we find them high and low, all around town, both up and down.
Yeah, if you
So,
recall the earlier one.
so the thought, the answers are in this place somewhere, which normally probably stick out, like this statue.
Punch Monk, or whatever it was.
Yes, you heard Iska say before she passed out.
Yep.
Punk
Yep,
monk.
no, he did hear Eska say it.
Punch monk.
So, I don't know. We'll need to find the place as well, and then there was, I don't know if the. I can't remember the first one.
Lizard wizard.
Liz with
Oh, Lizard Wizard, and there was the
this.
bird.
this
in a row.
Eric the cleric.
Derek the cleric was just a
Derek
was just
the
a hint.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it was one.
He's-
Oh, we don't know which one. So.
So are we on the third one?
I don't think we are. I think this was the first, and we're still going to go get the others.
Can I insight check that to see if, like, all right, is this going to be the first or is this the third? Are we chasing the third?
For just meta reasons, Lizard Wizard was 1, Rage Mage was 2.
Yeah.
You have 3
Okay.
more to find.
Let's go find a punch monk.
Because I know it's been literally months since we started this little rhyming quest.
Yay, quests.
It could be a funk monk.
Are you talking about someone who uses their fist to also perform? Wonderful.
So,
And at that point, I realized, oh my god, it's the good Lord the Frost Prince. It's that flyer they had.
yeah. Yeah.
Possibly.
One moment. He casts sending to Iska. You know the punch monk martial arts flyer? Could you tell us the rhyme and where that is? I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, Bird doesn't remember it. So, hey, Jay, how about a little help with where like Ramon's was and exactly everything that was on it?
Okay, yeah. Ramon's martial arts was there. You found the flyer. It was the flyer that sort of stuck out in the violin shop as sort of being odd, and it did have an address there. It was in the Windward Basin.
Okay. She translates all that. Ramon's, Windward Basin, martial arts shop, punk monk.
Punk monk, You don't get a reply because sending is only one message.
Yeah.
I hope that worked out.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the Windward Basin, so we have to go back. We're still got to look for other things around.
Yeah, we got a little bit to do.
So, as you guys are turning in your Rage Mage and down the vaults, let's tune in with the girls and what they're off to do.
So what's our priority here, ladies? Are we going thread and cloth shopping first, or Jay? What's the layout of Falcon's Crest? Is the Arcana Mystica check-in place?
So Arcana Mystica is all the way clear across town. As you know before, where you checked in, or the way you got to the Arcana Mystica before was all the way back up through Grey Talon Citadel. There was a tower that you went through that went down to the Arcane Terrace that's heavily guarded by magic and wards. As far as check-in with the Arcana Mystica goes, unless you want to follow up with them, Tristan pretty much was the guy who checked you in, with the idea that rehearsals happen next Tuesday. Tristan was basically there to receive you, make sure you got into town, then basically tell you, we're not doing anything else for you, you're on your own until, don't miss rehearsal. But if you wanted to follow up with them, you're certainly more than welcome to. But in case that wasn't clear, Tristan was your check-in guy.
If we don't have to go to them,
Yeah,
I don't
okay,
see any reason why we would.
No problem.
No.
Yeah.
And he's suitably terrified.
Good.
Well, I do want to ask a minor thing, which I don't know if there's any change at all, but now with Iska wearing the AM sash predominantly, is there any change in like...
Well, I was about to get to that as we were going out around. So you guys heading out around town. So where are you headed? To Fabrics shopping? Windward Basin is, you've got your higher end shops up at the Breezeway, which is the sort of high end shopping area at the end of the Stoneward Rush. Or the Windward Basin is kind of like where the violin shop was, where sort of your more everyday commerce district is. So, if you're looking for something special, certainly up at the Breezeway would be, it's like the high-end mall at, on the good, nice side of town. But you're going to pay for it. But that's where you're going to find something really special. I just have your head, Templar. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Oh, yeah.
He might have knocked his camera off.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if I had somehow messed up my focus on you.
I'm just sort of sitting below the camera because it's just more comfortable than being on the chair. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. You're welcome to. I just didn't know if I needed to do something. Yeah. So depending on what you're looking for, those by your knowledge of town, you've been here a week now. It's been really those two areas you all but pass through once or twice a daily. So just depending on what you're looking for.
Breezeway, because she's main stage. We can't afford to go cheap.
Okay.
Truth.
So you all are familiar with the Breezeway. It's actually where you all, if you recall, that's where the spa was that you went to. It's where the Stone Nymph Grotto is up there, and it's sort of this large, sort of circular courtyard area with all sort of multi-tiered shops in it, and it doesn't take long. We won't even make you roll for an investigation check because out here, and again, heavily crowded streets, lots of people seem to be shopping. There seems to be people handing out different flyers and stuff for their shops, or even not many sales here. I think most of the people here are trying to lure you to their shop in the Windward Basin. Here, they don't offer sales most of the places here. But without too much looking around, you are easily able to find a fabric store. It is located up on the 3rd floor, and just let me give a second to check the name. There it is. It is known as Ruan's. Single name, just Ruan's. Apparently they sell fabric, from what you hear from the folk on the street say.
Let's go.
You all head up a sort of covered walkway. It is outdoor staircase, but has sort of an awning over top of it. And as you walk up, it is a sort of a fabric awning, a canvas awning that goes up. And as you go up the stairs, the awning, where at the bottom just is sort of a sort of slate blue canvas. As you go up, it becomes further and further embroidered until you get all the way up to the 3rd floor, where it is just an amazing tapestry of colors. And instead of there being a door, you see just sort of hanging fabric that's sort of billowing in the breeze, even though there's not much of a breeze. But it just looks like this beautiful flowing fabric, silk fabric with this sort of satiny sheen upon it.
Looks good. We continue in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all walk through, sort of separating this fabric, and you see across from you sort of a very tall, willowy-looking high elf. And they are wearing impeccably tailored clothes in fabrics that you normally wouldn't choose probably for coats and suits. I mean, this is almost like a tailored 3-piece suit, but each layer of it, each of the different pieces of it, is sort of a more gaudy fabric than the others. They are impeccably matched to each other with their design and embroidery, but not the most quiet outfit that you've ever seen. And he spins around and goes, "Hello, darlings. Welcome to Ruhan's. How can I be of your service today?"
We need material for a gown to be seen on the main stage at the solstice.
The main stage. The spotlight, the stars. So is it for you, my dear? Or,
She'll indicate Iska.
Yeah, and Iska's just kind of pointing at her, like, Riverlands adventuring gear, and just like,
You just see his face. You can't help but see him just be like, "Oh, Of course. Come in. We can certainly find something that will suit your tastes. Are you dressing yourself, dear? He looks
No.
at Isken, looking at Luna hopefully.
Luna just says no.
Oh, thank goodness. Come with me. Let's just find something wonderful, shall we? As I know, Luna has been dressing a little bit in some of her newer sort of flowing
Yes, she
outfits. And not to mention, you still do have your
The braid.
your braid in your hair, marking you as one of Madame V's ladies, who probably this is where they shop. Oh, darling, let us find you something. So, were you wanting to match her eyes, or her hair perhaps will change the color of the hair? Are you staying with this? What are your thoughts? Let us explore the tapestry together.
Iska's just wide-eyed, but just constantly like looking to Luna. Like,
Luna will say, "We should leave the hair. I want this particular face to be what people remember. The dress should accentuate it. This is a star on the rise. People need to know what she will look like."
Ah, yes.
Celia kind of leans into Luna and just whispers, "We need to get him to do something that's not gonna make that sash look like tacky."
Oh, don't worry, dear. I've had to deal with those nightmarish sashes before. Luckily, they do allow us to take a little bit of artistic liberty with them, so they're not quite that awfulness. God, it's one of the Western ones, too. Lord, you'd think that after all that they've done for them, after the years of toil that I've done to try to bring them some kind of fashion sense, that they would do away with that awful color combination, and that fabric just has to go. But we can take care of that. No problems.
Be assured, we appreciate your talent.
So, do you have a tailor yourself, or are we just buying the fabric and... Oh, I can tell you have talent, dear.
We
So,
do what we can.
the yardage that you'll be looking for, and what are you thinking? So, let me show you what I have in blue. And so he just like brings you over to a wall of blues and showing you a vast array of fabrics. Or perhaps for the season, yellow. Yeah, we have brought it back this year. Sunflowers are all the rage this year, all throughout town. You'll see them everywhere. I was a part of that. Now, we do have this lovely fabric here that the sunflowers bloom over the course of the performance. What song? Is there something interesting that she's singing? Perhaps we can have a garment that can evoke what you're trying to do with your song and your performance.
That Luna will actually look at Iska and let her explain. This is music. Iska's got this.
So tell me, dear, or can you play for me?
that seems like it might be a little bit easier. And she will grab the violin and just tune it, make sure it's great, and she will play Children of the Children, her masterpiece.
Yeah, and he just listens enrapt with your performance. Go ahead and give me a performance check. Let's see. I'll give you advantage on this as it is your song. On a 15, yeah, he gets the gist of it. Of course, acoustics in here with all the fabric is not wonderful. You don't get a lot of the resonance here. But he sort of purses his lips and thinks, and he goes, I have something new, something spectacular. I think it might be just the thing. It was just enchanted recently. Let me find it. And he goes over and gets a bolt of fabric. And you see it, and it just seems sort of a silvery gunmetal gray. And he holds it up to Iska and goes, now play.
She'll slowly pull the bow along the strings.
And as you do the first bit of it, you see color begin to wash across it. And like when you do a minor key it is in sort of these sorrowful sort of tunes, and then like switch to a major and play more brightly, you see the fabric brightens up, becoming, you know, yellows and golds. Basically, it seems to somehow pick up on the music itself and broadcast across it, and it'll be so. Here's my thought. I'm so excited. You play the violin, so you'll be up on your shoulder. That we build the gown so it flows from your violin down across the train on the far side.
Okay,
Is that something that we
fashions,
could make happen?
trends. I don't understand any of that. This I get.
Will that work with what you're thinking, my dear? He looks to Luna.
Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea. I can do this.
Very good, very good. So, yardage, well, we're on the main stage, right? And so, I don't know how many yards it takes to build a dress. 5, 10? What are you thinking? How long of a train are you looking for? How full? Or is more slender fit?
This is more of a flowing, so it should come in a bit, but not be... We don't want to show everybody everything. There must still be an air of mystery.
Always.
Iska is instantly, yeah.
We learned.
I would suggest, shall we say 5 yards? Just to make sure you've got enough. Any accessories that you might need as well.
Little nod.
And obviously, as you are a part of this whole, maybe something for yourself. And, even better, leave it to me. I will send, is there someplace I can send you a sash that's made of this? In order to have all the properties, I'll have to get together with the Arcana Mystica to make sure that it meets their standards, but I think I can convince them I have a few ins here and there.
And are we saying it's the Wayward Star? Or is it...
The Windward Star.
Windward Star. So then, you
Oh.
can take them to the Windward
Well, of course, the star, of course, stays at the star. I should have something to do in 2 to 3 days. And for the 5 yards, as you might know, this isn't cheap. It will be 500 gold.
Done.
Of course. And cashes you out. And remember, you do still have your platinum bars from the
Yeah, that's why I'm like...
well. Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah. So you guys get fabulous fabric.
Is there anything else that we were planning the shop for? Like, did Celia want to get anything? Or sorry,
Celia's getting a new dress made for her.
And
Nice.
so
She tells Luna, you focus on Iska's. I'll just see if he can make mine.
okay, so Ruin takes care of you, and one of his assistants comes over and sees you sort of eyeballing things, and at first sort of comes over and is like, "Are you touching our fabric?" And then realizes you're shopping, and immediately begins to. So, what are you looking for, dear?
So Celia just begins explaining a ball gown dress, one that she would be able to incorporate her cloak into, so she could wear her cloak to the ball. So basically, like a black, ball gown dress that's kind of like the same color fabric as her cloak, so that she could basically tie her cloak tied her together with some fabric and basically make it kind of like a corset type of deal.
As you explain all this to her, she looks at you and raises an eyebrow more and more, and then discreetly hands you a card. He goes, "They'll have what you're looking for, dear. Tell them Landra sent you.
What's the card say?
Interestingly enough, it is for a shop, apparently. It is for an address, but at the end of the address says in the Nightborough, which is where you know the Drow enclave is.
Okay. She okay. She just kind of looks at Landra and gives her like a sly grin.
She just sort of gives you a nod and a smile and a little wink.
And Celia goes back over to Iska and Luna and says, "So, I have somewhere to go. I don't know if y'all want to come with."
Where to?
Because we're having the materials delivered. The materials will just get delivered to the
Yep,
room.
get
right?
delivered right
Okay.
to your room. Yep.
She kind of
Yeah, you don't have to carry bolts. Your bolts of your own fabric out of
We're
Ruans.
I just I wanted to make
Oh
sure.
my gosh! What are we, peasants? Oh my goodness. Celia
I
tries
can say
it.
for 500 gold, they better deliver, right?
Seriously. Celia's gonna see if the the mind thing works without Lyle being near, and she just kind of sends Luna, I got a card that Landra gave me to get what I want for my dress from the same place that the Drow Enclave is.
Let me think. Vidar is over in Matron Square. You guys are in the Breezeway. That's going to be within range. So,
Yes.
yeah, you are able to. You all are able to communicate telepathically at this range. It's basically 1,000-foot range. Is kind of what we got here.
Nice. Yeah. She tells Luna that, and then she tells Iska that in their minds.
Yeah, you can kind of open chat this. I mean, it's think very similar to Vox Machina Campaign 1. It's, kind of it gives you sort of the same
Up on
idea.
the party line.
It's
I
you can
do
party
love-
line it or one-on-one line it, however you want to.
I do love the idea though that we can like have these conversations, but everyone else just sees us all like
Looking at each other.
Yeah.
It's instant telepathy. It's a lot faster than talking.
Yeah.
true.
This is where Luna has the advantage because her face doesn't change.
This is true. So, as you guys head out of Ruans, you emerge back down into the Breezeway, and there's a crowd of people around here, and there seems to be people are making way for someone who is sort of almost being given way as they make their way through this very sort of crowded area, and seems to be heading up from the Windward Basin.
Can we get a closer look at who is?
You all can do a perception check if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Celia sees all the things.
So Celia, you see a striking woman walking sort of up from the Windward Basin with an incredibly beautiful dress that shows off an almost flawless, lithe figure. Her skin is sort of this dark chocolate. And Luna, as you look over, you recognize her. It is Celine. And you see her walking up and looks around and sort of spots you, spotting her, and comes over to you.
Okay.
Ah, hello. I'm so glad I found you.
Good to see you, Celine.
Message from Madam V. Word has come around that you'll be attending the ball.
That is so.
We have work to do. She takes you by the arm and goes, I'll need to borrow your friend. We have to get her ready to be a representative of the Burning Rose. Would you like to join? Would you all like to join us for lunch?
Looks at Celia, just like eyebrow raised.
Celia kind of looks to Celine. And then she looks at Luna, and then back to Celine, and says, I mean, we have some things that we have to do.
That's fine. I just need Luna. We have some training to do.
You see a brief flash of panic in Luna's eyes. That is it. It's very brief, but it is there.
What kind of training?
Oh, etiquette, dancing. Day one, smiling. If you're going
Luna does actually make that sound out loud.
Celia looks at Luna and says, I don't know when the fabric's gonna be delivered for you to start, but you should...
Oh, I won't keep her all day, but Madam V insisted. And she looks pointedly at Luna.
I will go. No argument.
Very good.
Celia just, good luck, Luna.
And Celine takes you arm in arm up the street just a little ways to a very, very fancy looking bistro. She just raises a finger. They usher her right in, back to a small private room, Luna. And you see a table set up there for two. There are probably 15 different utensils there, 12 different plates, 5 different glasses. And you see Celine sit down. She points to you to take a seat.
So?
Do me a charisma check with disadvantage.
Oh, no. Just a charisma check, right?
Charisma check with disadvantage.
Okay.
No, again.
Oh!
And as you stand back up, and then she goes and sits down very elegantly. She points for you to take a seat. Charisma at disadvantage.
Oh. Dang it! What is the disadvantage? Ah!
It's you. You get to be a badass until you don't get to be a badass.
No, that's fine. It's just frustrating that every time it's like, she'd be fine. No, she's not.
Celine looks at you a little bit harder this time. Again. And she stands up and sits down very elegantly and looks to you and points you a seat.
It's always why?
It's slowly gone down by 2.
For sure.
Every single time. So, So we're not rolling here all day. We'll check back in on Luna getting through sitting down at a table.
Luna is gonna break the chair before the thing.
Just the
Like,
table's
I'll
just
just
like
stand all day. I don't need chairs.
the table's in half. There's a fork inside the wall for some reason.
I was going to say, actually, yeah. On the 4, I can see Luna. Well, would you like to roll to see if Luna loses her temper, or do you want to have her lose her temper?
We will roll to see how else she's doing, because I think the slow progression of getting worse and worse.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see.
So it's worse and worse. I've got to give you disadvantage on this wisdom save to hold your control. On an 8, the chair
She's
is
tilted.
The chair is toast. And Celine just snaps her fingers, and a butler walks in, sets down another chair, and she goes, again. And so begins Luna's courtesan training.
Oh, why are there so many forks?
You know, she said she wasn't going to keep Luna all day, but
Luna's gonna keep her all day.
No, as soon as Iska heard that part of the training was smiling, it was like, oh, we're screwed. Like she.
Well, to be fair, she said not all day. If it's only 23 hours out of 24, that's still not all day.
I mean, yeah.
So, let's go back over to the guys. I believe you all were headed to go say hello to Ramon.
Yes, I believe we were heading there.
It's
early, but
he's trying. Hold on. What do you figure out?
I got it.
There we go.
There you are.
Where was the spell cellar, by the way?
The
Is that on
spell
the way?
cellar is up towards the Arcane Terrace. It is the opposite direction of the Windward Basin. You're about equidistance between the two right now. Both are about a 15-minute walk from where you are.
Okay, so we'll go do the dojo first.
Okay.
If that's the group's consensus.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go see the funk monks.
So you guys head down. The Windward Basin is a bit more of a maze of a retail section. You don't know exactly where it would be. So if you all can do me some investigation checks to see how long it takes for you to locate, even though it's got an address on it, finding an address in the Windward Basin is still a little bit on the difficult side. Not a super high DC, but it's got a DC to it.
Oh God. I'll investigate as well then, I guess.
Yeah, Axel, there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots to see here.
I mean, here, Riley.
What's
Luck in
this?
the dark.
What's this?
Oh yeah, and you're pointing out every shop, every letter, everything to Riley.
Riley, yeah.
Vidar, you actually do track it down finally after a little while. It takes you all about 30 minutes after the 15-minute walk to actually find the sign that matches on it the same sort of logo of the Ramones Martial Arts Academy. And you head over there, and you can see it doesn't have like any windows in the front. There's just sort of a door with a sign up above it.
Owns, eh?
Do we go inside and talk to him, or do we just talk to the sign?
Hello, sign.
I didn't mean like that.
I send a smile towards Axel. Just being
Just
cheeky.
get this deadpan.
Deadpan cat face.
Hello now.
All right, well, let's go say hello to our friend.
Yeah, I suppose. Do we knock? Do we just walk in?
Knock is polite.
Knock and open the door. Right, yeah.
Okay,
there
the
a
door's open, and as you Well, yeah, as you go forward to it, I mean, you can see there's sort of like a long hallway. It seems like this door is at the end of a hallway that leads to what might be like something that doesn't have actual sort of road front access. That's like going into what would be sort of the back room.
Okay.
It's just sort of a long, dark hallway. It has just sort of a gray, tinged stone walls, similar to what you're used to. Lighting is pretty dim and sparse from sort of little magical light to magical light. You turn the corner and you do see just sort of an open room with some mats in it. There seems to be some sort of class going on, and sitting at I wouldn't even call it a desk. I mean, it's certainly something to sit behind, but it's kind of more of just a table that's been set up. You do see what appears to be the person who's in the flyer. Big mohawk, shaved head, piercings and earrings down, long sleeves of tattoo down, both with a pretty much just bored look on their face.
Hello, hi. Are you are you Ramon, right? The punk monk.
Yeah, if you need me to be, I guess. Sure.
You look bored. How you going? Vidar Lycran, at your service.
Yeah.
Well done.
Is there something wrong?
No. What's the point in it all, you know?
That would depend on what the point is.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Yeah, what is the point?
It's the top of a mountain.
To keep going. That's the point. Why are you bored?
Three very different answers there.
Answer the way you want. It's all good. Well, whatever.
And are there actually people in this class?
There are. Seem to be some people out there actually sort of working out.
Is it the same kind of mood that
their
he also
technique
has?
is very weird. I mean, you've seen Luna, has a very sort of active style. This seems to be almost lackadaisical in its performance, but seems to be quite effective, believe it or not, of being unanticipatable in its sort of non-committalism.
If I couldn't tell any better, your pupils look punch drunk.
No, that's a whole different school.
Yeah.
You look a little bit of a funk.
No.
Really? I mean, you don't look too happy.
What services do you offer?
Classes.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it like classes in
Martial arts. You know.
No.
Well,
No need to know then. Whatever.
I've dealt with one persistent monk in my life. What's your technique like? Can we see?
Well, it's that. He sort of motions out to them.
But surely yours would be better than that if you are the teacher, correct?
Who said I was the teacher?
You just seem to be sitting behind something that an overseer would. There's a thing.
He just looks at you blankly.
Insight check? Why are you staring at me blankly?
Sure.
Because he's
He's not hard to read. He gives 0 shits.
Is he a nihilist monk?
Emo jitsu. That's nice, Judakilla.
I don't know how to talk to these people.
Neither
He's
do I.
he's so
Eh,
eh.
this is crazy, isn't it? So you're not the teacher, then you're just sitting at the desk.
I'm just Ramon.
Okay, you're just Ramon. Okay.
Yeah.
But-
That's who. Y'all got business to do here, or?
Yeah, we want to train.
They do.
You can sign up. He sort of puts over a sheet of paper. It actually seems to be pretty full. It looks like there's not a session until like Friday.
He's supposed to be Ramon the Stoned or something?
Ramon the Stone.
Ramon the Loaned. The Honed? I don't know.
Axel, do me a
Partial
intelligence
arts.
check.
Partial arts.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Alright, let's check.
Oh.
God,
Mulligan.
Okay, you can mulligan.
Why not?
Twice?
Why? Oh my goodness. Wow.
This is pretty
That was
easy though. So on a 13, I'll say it still succeeds. Always, so far, you've always had something in writing or something like that that you have stated the name at. The statue at the Rage Mage, the sheet of the paper for the Lizard Wizard. This room is pretty blank, other than just the folks training and Ramon sitting at the table.
Like a blank plank.
Oh, stop.
It's just as bad as the puns right now.
We're just throwing ideas at the wall.
I am. I'm seeing if it sticks. It's my method. Have you met myself and Ishkran?
Oh, yeah, so that looks like no sessions until Friday then. Oh, maybe we'll kind of be probably busy then, so maybe we can sign up. I guess.
Sign up or don't. It doesn't matter.
Yes. I was going to apologize for taking your time, but I don't think I was.
Ooh, look at that salt.
Rude.
Oh,
Rude.
burn!
Through telepathy, I said Axel with open chat enabled. Burn.
That was sudden. Ouch.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, you're the best.
I guess so. I guess looks around. No writing, no. Other than the sign-up sheet. Oh, well, I guess we go outside. I'm just gonna go to the sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yep, there's a big sign up above the door for Ramon's Martial Arts Academy.
Wait. Didn't he say he was Ramon?
Yeah. He's just Ramon. That's what he said. I believe. That's why I asked. Unk Monk.
And as you say that, you see
Yep.
it change out, and
That's how sometimes.
again script that appears quickly and then disappears. It says, "Seek and ye shall find, but don't dawdle or tarry. The keepers await, and the secrets they carry." I'm putting it in,
Out.
all players.
Out. I look at Axel and I say, I hate these Eternal Keepers. I hate them more than Bati.
That's an exaggeration.
That's a bit over the top.
I mean, they're irritating, sure, but I mean, could be
Okay, all right, no.
Uh,
Hey,
grin.
I guess
rude.
no one would accidentally stumble upon this, so they know what they were doing.
Well, God damn it! I got a pun in my head, and I don't want to say it, but I want to say it.
Do it, do it.
That's what the channel's for.
Accidentally stumbled upon it.
Oh, accidentally. That's terrible.
Terrible. It's horrid. I love it.
Riley looks at you as like, Dad.
It's permission to do
Vidar
that.
just groans.
Yes, you do have permission to do dad jokes.
Vidar groans and walks away. Ugh, I'm getting a scroll.
This was out of character. Because damn it, Axel would not do that. Okay, sorry.
All right.
I love embarrassing myself.
Yeah. So
good.
you guys make your way as Vidar hears that. He is just like, I'm going to the spell cellar. And you guys can head across town.
I don't. Did Simon even sell spell scrolls? I don't think they did.
I was going to say, you never saw him with scrolls, but Vidar seemed bound and determined, so...
Simon's, by the way.
I don't know. Yeah, Simon. I don't think Simon. I don't remember seeing any scrolls for sale there. There are other places around that would sell spell scrolls, I imagine.
Whatever we can find, as long as I can get one within 500 gold.
I'll leave you to your magic things then, because that stuff makes no sense to me.
Okay.
Company.
If I think, well, if you're close enough, because I think we can actually do the mental talk even without spells. But if you're close enough and you spot any potential rhymes, let us know. I think we need to have this done by the end of the day, judging from the riddles. I'm not sure.
Oh crap! Well, yep. Let's do that then. First place that sells a spell scroll. That's just one sending. That's all I'm looking for. Gosh.
All right. We'll cover more ground this way as well.
3 heads are better than 1. So
Okay.
yeah, I just want to go to the first place I can to find a sending scroll, and I do have a total of. What's my gold limit?
So yeah, scrolls wise, because sending is a first level or is it a third level?
It's third level, so it's actually probably quite costly.
So yeah, it's 100, 200, it would be 400. It's 400 gold for one. But you guys down in the Windward Basin, if you'd like to, you all can see if you can find someplace. I mean, again, it is magical items, mainly. Scrolls are something that's a little bit more of a common commodity. So in the Windward Basin, you can see if you can find a scroll shop. If let's see how y'all do if y'all want to do a investigation check to see if you can find a scroll shop around there.
I suck.
Axel.
Okay.
There we go.
We've been looking at everything already.
So as they're doing that, Luck, are you heading towards the Drow Enclave? are you
He's
sticking
heading
with
to
him?
the Iron Gnome first.
I'm sorry? Oh, Iron
He's heading
Dome.
to the Iron Gnome first.
Okay, that's a little bit past, but yes, it's
Yeah.
it's good. You're about a good 35, 40-minute walk to get all the way to the Iron Dome, but you can start heading that direction.
Yeah.
On a 25, Axel with a nose for magic seems to sniff his way around, and on a 25, you also pass underneath of a tavern that has on its sign a paladin that is fighting a treant. and the treant seems to be becoming desiccated. It's called the Green Paladin Tavern, and it just
Tally.
Stop.
Vidar yells that out, and yeah, nothing happens.
I hate this game.
Everyone looks at him judgmentally, like the bronze tree.
I use the all eyes on me feat.
So yeah, you do see that. Sort of, you pass underneath of it as you head towards the scroll shop, and there's just a sort of like hair stands up on the back of your neck.
Which one?
Axel, as you go underneath the Green Paladin Tavern.
His mane stands on end.
Yeah, his mane stands on end.
Just a lot of hair.
And you are able to find the scroll shop beyond there, and it's 400 gold. It's pretty much set price, as it's pretty much a commodity here to get a sending scroll.
Does Vidar have that much?
How much was it again?
400.
Oh yes, you got a coin purse of 500 from.
Oh, is that the only amount of gold we have?
No, it's the only amount of gold I have.
Vidar has. That's his personal gold. You have whatever else gold you have.
I've got the rest. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yep. Scroll of sending, please. Just one. That's all we're gonna need. Unless you want to get something.
I can't afford any of these things. I've already got. Yeah. Spell components are costly.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we could try to sweeten the deal. I mean, how much do you have? I'll happily contribute 100 gold if there's something you like.
I'm all right.
Okay.
He's not spending Vidar's money. He doesn't want to get stabbed.
Vidar spends Vidar's money on trees, on bronze statues of trees as hat racks. Go for it.
Anyway, no, he's okay with not spending money.
Okay, so you get the sending scroll.
I get the sending scroll. I'm like, cool. And then I ask the clerk, sending, using scrolls out in public, frowned upon, or is that perfectly fine?
He kind of looks at you questioningly. It's like magic is used fairly openly. Certainly low-level magic is used fairly openly within Falcon's Crest.
Wonderfully. Thank you, sir.
Just, don't get too much attention. Don't do anything stupid.
True. Okay. Well, time to use this then. And just then and there, I'm going to unroll the scroll. Buy it straight away. Use it straight away.
Okay.
Undo the scroll and just...
Who's it going to?
Kira Lydron.
Ooh, okay.
That's what I thought.
Unrolling it, and I say, Kira Lydron, it's me. I'm in Falcon's Crest. Beware. The Arcana Mystica are after Eladrin.
4 more words.
Contact me when able.
Okay. The message goes out.
Okay. Do I get a reply?
You don't hear it. You wait and don't hear anything back.
Did he say this out loud?
Yeah. You guys say yeah?
I mean, it's up to you whether you say it out loud or to yourself.
Oh yeah. He doesn't.
Tell him.
He doesn't know how to use sending. That's why he bought a scroll.
You'd have to know how to use a cross. Anyway, yeah, no.
It's just
that was. Right, maybe we should move on.
Yeah.
Sort of just actually move on at a decent walking pace.
Did I do it wrong?
No,
Did
you
I
did it
scroll?
right.
Oh, good. Cool.
Yeah. You just mentioned the name. That's probably not a really thing you want to mention anywhere in public. Or you try to contact someone who I believe we do already know has been captured.
That is a very high possibility, or
And
a very low
restrained,
possibility.
restrained magically, so they couldn't use their abilities.
That is true. Or they might not be like that.
That's true. There's the chance, and that's actually, yeah. It's just, you were a bit public about it.
Just a little bit, but that...
Hey, fingers crossed.
I will learn from my mistake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere really secret enough here. If they heard you here, they would hear you somewhere else. And they might not recognize the name. Anyway,
Anyway.
it was the...
Yep.
So I think I might have found another clue. I don't know what it is yet, but it was back there with the paladin and the tree, in the tree-den.
The tree.
Not quite
yeah.
right. The tree.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
No, I said Triadin as in paladin.
Triadin. Gotcha. Sorry.
I mean, if Pally Tally doesn't work, sure, let's go for it.
Yeah. Let's maybe we'll probably hop in, see what's there, and maybe we think over there with a drink and a meal, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually lunch.
It's getting about lunchtime.
Yeah.
Okay, you all pop into the Green Paladin Tavern. It is a dirty, grimy, sort of dive-looking place, and not like dive-looking place like Knobs was. This just looks like, you see
Dirty.
You see a barkeep sort of behind the bar. He has sort of a greasy leather vest on with no sleeves. Huge, I mean, just like ham hock sized forearms that are super hairy, like almost like, gosh, does he have like some hobgoblin in his lineage back there somewhere? Hairy. You both would easily wonder, Luck, you're not with them. You all would wonder, does this guy even have a neck? It seems like his head just kind of goes right down into his shoulders. And he seems to be carving a hunk of granite with an ice pick. It's actually quite good. It seems to be some sort of little animal-looking thing. He has a grimace on his face. As you look around, there's like one or two other people here. It is dark. The ceilings are low. It is very small and cramped.
If it fits, I sits.
Tabaxi.
In this mood today,
I love it.
Yeah. Axel, approach. Do you have any foods and drinks here, sir?
Yeah.
What do you have for food? Anything on the menu? Anything ready?
Rat stew.
Okay, we're not going to have rat stew.
Yeah, can we just have... you got any dwarven style beers, stouts, anything?
Ale.
Casual.
Just
We'll
ale.
have it each. Please, thanks. We'll just...
And he pours you... Literally, you can smell the skunkiness coming off of this beer as he pours it into tankards that might have been washed last month. It sort of sloshes them down and goes back to its ice pick.
I
Carving.
pick up both our drinks, walk towards the table, back towards the guy, put him down, and just look at Axel and just prestidigitation and pull the gunk out of them both and just...
Don't think his station's that good.
It's a multicast.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
take a couple
we
casts.
spent a
It's
decent
like
amount of
you
time
first got to
getting-
get like this gunk that was off the mug, then you've got to get the gunk out of the beer, then you've got to like not get the gunk on the floor. It's probably 3 casts. It's like a 3 prestidigitation effort to get this to be drinkable.
Just one. Two.
Pays however much it is.
He's just 1 gold, which is
Perfect.
stupidly expensive for awful beer in this awful place.
Yeah.
Another prestidigitation to make him taste good.
It's a 4 prestidigitation.
Axel just wants a place to sit at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can sit in the bar. Something
Just
sort of
from
sticks
Our
to your
corner.
robe as you like slide across.
Fine presentation as usual. Pleasant place. But we need to start thinking about the sign. So tree, it's dead tree, paladin, green paladin, green tree.
Green thumb. No.
I think this is going to take a while.
Maybe we'll tune back in to. We'll do a quick check-in with Iska, and that's probably where we'll end up our episode, as we're getting pretty close on time. But so, Luck, as you are heading up to, let's just do roll me a D100. Both Iska, Luck, and Celia. Everyone roll me a D100, and we'll see how this works out. With Iska and Celia being high and Luck being low. No, it was just for them as whether or not they were going to cross paths. Since Luck was low and Iska and Celia were high, y'all do not cross each other's paths, as y'all were all walking basically down the Stoneward Wash at the same time. So Iska and Celia, are you all, where are y'all headed?
Celia looks to Iska and says, "So you want to learn about my world?" And just gives her a sly grin.
Yeah, I tried to be like you once, and it was less than optimal, I think is the kindest way I can phrase that. So I would love to see what the day in the life of Celia and / or Iselmay even is. Like, where do you go? You disappear frequently.
She just smiles and she reaches in her bag and she pulls out like her old cloak, her non-magical one. And she holds it out to Iska and says, "Cover that sash."
Covers it. Puts the
I mean, you can
the
take
cloak.
the sash off if you.
Okay,
if you
taking
take sash
the
off.
sash off. Iska will put the cloak on and immediately strike like an action pose, but like kind of an awkward, lanky one. And it's just like, all right, I'm ready.
She says, "I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to need you to hide that too." And she points at the violin.
Okay, fair enough. And she will stash that somewhere beneath the cloak to
Yeah,
just
but
kind
under
of
the cloak, you can work it out that it's not obvious.
Right.
Actually, yeah, because you have 2 violins on you right now.
Double
So-
fisting violins over here.
Yeah. And Celia, do me a thieves' tools check. As this is just your attunement to not wonderful places. That would do. That'll do. A natural 19, I believe, yeah. Yeah, on a natural 19, which gives you a 30. Kind of, you've heard that the Nightborough is located under the Arcane Terrace from Axel, but as most secret places, it is not obvious. And as you sort of walk around the perimeter, there's lots of different magic shops and things. You actually, in fact, with a 30, you see, Simon's Spell Cellar, some of these other places, and you kind of get the idea that there are things that are built in underneath of the Arcane Terrace. And it doesn't take you long to spot with that kind of a roll. There is one dark alley that just doesn't quite make sense. Just your trained eye sees it, and you walk down the alley, and you look at it for just a moment. It doesn't take long for you to figure out, and there's a block here, and there's a discoloration over here, and then there is a small dog. There is a small barrel over to one side, and you slide the barrel, and you hear a, and you see the wall slide open, and you see a dark stairwell leading straight into the area underneath of Falcon's Crest. And standing there in front of you, you see a very confident drow, guard, assassin, somebody, and looks you up and down. With your 30, he gives you a nod and then looks to Iska.
She's with me.
If you would have rolled anything less than a 30, I was gonna make Bird roll me for it. I will still make you roll for it, but the DC is lower. So do me a performance check of whether or not you can look assassiny / roguey. On an 18, that is respectable. They figure that you can keep your cool, even though you don't look like it, that you'll keep your cool. And he steps to one side and goes, "Welcome to the Dark Barrow." And you guys...
Celia nods to him as the dog starts barking again and motions Iska to follow.
And she will, but very awkwardly and like kind of on her like tiptoes and like that very comedic stealthy walk, assuming this is what rogues do.
Yeah. Roll me a stealth check, Bird. On a 20, you're actually doing pretty well. And you all descend down a stone staircase into darkness as the Dark Barrow awaits. And that, I think, is where we'll go ahead and end our session. So, let's go around real quick, find out who people were, and where we can find them also on the interwebs. We'll go in reverse order. Let's start with Tree-Hugging Druid, who is entering into the Underdark, the Underrealm, the underbelly of Falcon's Crest for the first time.
Hi, I'm Tree-Hugging Druid. You can go find me on Twitter. I will link it in the chat. You can also find me on Mixer on 709's channel, playing a bard rogue who we're fine.
Okay. Next up, we have Good Guy Pie.
Hello, I'm Good Guy Pie, and you can find me at Good Guy Pie pretty much anywhere. There's Twitch and Too Good To Guy on the Twitters. I stream some stuff from time to time, and it's been nice. It's nice, and I think it's actually really good we didn't run into each other because, let's have Look Goldheart go down. Look Goldheart plus the underbelly of society.
Just change back to tiefling form. You'll fit in.
It was going to be interesting with what was going to happen with Luck and that purple hat probably knocking on the front door of the Drow Enclave.
Something tells me something still interesting is going to happen.
Probably. Next up, we have NNG9.
Hey, I'm Energy9 on Twitch, where at some point when I get my new computer and yell at the internet company, I'll go back to streaming. You can also find, I'm on a couple of different channels. Obviously, I'm here every Saturday. Also on T480's channel for A Slip Hour Within, where I play Claudia Vingard, where I do a terrible German accent. And yeah, those are the places. Let the puns flow, people. Let them flow.
Next up, we have Bird versus Plane.
There's the mute button. Hey folks, I'm Bird vs. Plane. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at the same name. As soon as I recover from not sleeping, I think I will probably do some Horizon or something else tonight. So drop in and hang out, be chill, be cool.
Cool. Next up, we have Templar Warden, Bringer of Life, and Dad.
Hello, I am Templar Warden. I was playing Hidden by Axel, the Tabaxi wizard who is now a cat dad. And yeah, it doesn't mean he's not going to be a lich. It's just that it's actually probably a step further down the rabbit hole, in all honesty. But yeah, he's a cat dad with a child to teach. This is going to end well.
I was going to say
really well.
The first, as soon as you said that, I'm like, it's like steel and natural components. It is a Warforged. So I had never thought that. I mean, I always thought Warforged were cool, but it was like, well, they just don't exist in my world. Now they do.
Well, now they do. And he's responsible for it. This is going to not have carry-on effects at all.
No.
Anyway, you may find me, did I already say this? You may find me anywhere on the internet as Templar Warden. You may find me on Twitter at Rainer Templar. And that is me.
And we have Dragons or Cats.
It's just a really funny thought that Riley goes to school, like in 5 years' time, you're a lich, and he introduces himself. Hi, my dad is a cat lich. But I am Dragons or Cats. It's a wonderful game. I was playing Vidar Lycra and well, going out with a bang we did this year. We got break time, and I had a wonderful session. It was great little character development. I really hope the sending scroll got spent well. Otherwise, that's 400 gold down the drain. But who knows? But also, sick new sword abilities. I'm happy for it.
Cool. And I am Tall Squall. You can find me here and all around the internet as Tall Squall. I play some other games over on the Stratus Academy. I play over on Encounter Roleplay. I also have been streaming, I think you pronounce it actually Gree, not even though it's spelled as Gris. It is a phenomenal game. I got to go hit the gym, and then I will be back playing some more of that this evening as I try to clear the last couple of special puzzles, the extra puzzles in the game. It is my second playthrough already. I highly recommend it. I think it's like $17 on Steam. It's about I'm a slow player and a bad player, so it took me about 10 hours to play it. But probably people could do it for if you know how to jump over gaps and not fall. Could probably do it in 5, maybe 6.
If you know how to platform.
It is a beautiful game. It is like a lullaby. I slept like 10 hours last night after playing it. Actually, the last 2 nights I've slept so well after playing it because it's like total Zen experience. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the session. Again, we run the station 100% for charity. Thank you everyone for your donations. We do get some matching funds from my workplace for the donations that were made. So I will let everyone know tomorrow as I send this off to our friends at Toys for Tots what the total donation will be. And again, thank you everyone so much for donating to what I think is a wonderful and great cause out there, Toys for Tots. I'm looking around to see who I see.
Speedy's back playing Gree if you want to.
Where's Speedy?
Hey, yep.
Not So Speedruns. So we're going to go raid Not So Speedruns. Please join us over there and throw some flexes and other emotes, whatever you've got. Flexes, birds, hearts, whatever. So speed runs. And until next time, gather your friends together and tell a story, because that is what it is all about. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, we super appreciate all of you. And let's go spread some love to Speedy.
Toodaloo.
Bye now.
Bye.